Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome. Sorry we're late, folks.
Hey.
Wait, Eddie, what's that on your shirt?
Huh?
What's your shirt? Like, what is it? Wait, hold up. Oh, I didn't. Did
There you go.
make that, or did she make that?
No, I made it.
That's a good shirt.
That's cool.
It's a good
I thought it was
shirt.
like a band or something.
Hey. No comments from the Peanut Gallery now.
We're not late.
Hey,
you
what's
guys are
going
just too
on?
early.
Hey, Ashley.
Welcome.
Hey, Ashley. Ashley's in the Batman again.
What?
You're in the Batman.
No, this is the Red Room. The Black Widow. Hello. It's not for the Batman.
Give me a second.
I mean, you are a secret DC fan. You just don't want to admit it.
What a Marvel show.
I like DC.
I'm just kidding. I like both.
But, I prefer, what
I mean, to be fair, the Red Room was more entertaining.
Yes, this is what this is. So how are we this evening?
I'm terrible. I'm barely talking right now.
I mean, I do have stuffy nose, actually, too.
Allergies. Look at him.
It's that time of
Look at
year.
this. So Eddie, do you have some merch you want to show off? What is this?
Well, like I said, I do have this that came today. This Bell Rev shirt.
Oops, sorry. I'm out of it today, all right, guys?
Yes, I stand with Bell Rev shirt. It has like 3 pictures of her. And I definitely picked the most unflattering pics on purpose, too, to get her mad. And I do have this as well.
That's messed up, bro.
Oh, nice. Oh, my God. You got to take that to the next Marvel movie you go to.
Hey, I resemble that comment.
So that's his new merchandise that he's got, guys.
Very classy.
Yeah, there's more.
You got against
coming.
Teespring, baby.
So Isaac, how has your wonderful Tuesday been then?
It's been all right. I'm just tired right now.
Are we matching energies, Isaac?
I think so. I mean, I'm
And
kind of
how old
off.
are you, Isaac?
Huh?
How old are you?
34.
34 today.
34.
Today he's 34, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, because yesterday he was 45. Just checking.
I identify as
know.
34.
He's Benjamin Buttoning us.
Yeah, it goes back and forth 11 years, just depending on the day.
Sometimes
really.
the timeline's messed up,
It gets all wibbly wobbly sometimes, doesn't it?
Timeline's all in flux.
There's no canon.
Max is letting the dogs out. He'll be back shortly.
Oh, we already got a super chat.
Here I am.
All right, everyone turn on your red LED lights.
Hey, bro Dan. What's up, man? Nate Studio. Say hi to people.
Crap, I forgot what her
Saying
title
Zoe
was.
Kravitz is a sexual predator now because of what she said about Jaden Smith.
Oh my gosh. That was not.
Wait, I actually don't know what the full quotes like. I don't know what she said.
I don't know the quote either. So
I'll probably search it up.
If what I was talking to you about earlier, Brian, about the Robert Pattins supposedly saying the N word and then Zoe Kravitz about Jade, it all comes from Mercury. He was saying that on Twitter.
And it was the definition of assault. People's opinions on it kind of irrelevant. Exactly, I agree.
More or less.
It's what it is, regardless of what was said. You don't put your hands on anyone. First.
Basically,
It was a comedian making a joke. Maybe it was a distasteful joke. He didn't know. I don't think he had all the information truly. He made a joke. he reacted in a way that was ridiculous, in my opinion. You know, during a award ceremony, you go on a stage and you slap somebody in the face, and then, you know, and like I said, Chris Rock, you know, to his, you know, I take my hat off to him a bit because he just tried to keep it moving at first, to play it off, you know.
Yeah.
And then when he then engaged with the heckling and said the things that he said there, it was still an escalated issue. And then from there, you saw how Chris Rock, you know, kind of become, you know, frazzled. And it just was just not a nice thing at all. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You can have a conversation, you know, in the back. And if you feel like you need to say something in public, you could have said things from your seat, because that's obvious. You did that, you know?
Yeah. How amazing would it have been if he would and listen, good people do. Thanks, Ashley. I'm so happy you're here, the widow. How amazing would it have been if he just went up and took the mic or something, say, "Can I say something here? This isn't cool." That would have been powerful. Wow. You know, that's my wife you're talking about. Please, you know, there's a lot of other ways. But the thing is, though, I think we all still like Will Smith. We're just good people do bad things, unfortunately, sometimes, and they're sometimes stretched to the limit too. And it also makes you think about how we think about celebrities. Like, these are people. I started watching his YouTube channel, and he has kind of a reality show. I started watching it today, and he's been spread himself too thin and trying too many things, and he's just one person, and his expectations for himself are too high.
And that's like the biggest night of his life too. You know, he's about to possibly. I mean, he's the favorite going in, but favorite is not won before, so he's slightly anxious. You know, energy's high already because this is like the moment where he's going to win an Oscar, and then so his emotions were already running high from that, and then you have the things that have been said about him, you know, recently, which I don't think helped either. But still, it was a bad moment, but not a good one.
I think he can recover. I hope he can. There's a lot there though. Well, I also want to thank Brian for waking me up. Brian, I hope you feel better, man. If you need to go, because
I'm probably gonna dip out pretty soon. If you can hear it, I've been taking a lot of Benadryl lately, and sleeping a lot.
And wow, man. Well, hope you feel better. And what the heck is Eddie doing, taking over Sir and Merch? Okay. Yeah, we stand with Belle Reeve though. Yes.
It's a short ass support. I allowed it.
Yeah. I'm kidding. I saw some other ones about neck beards though. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I take offense to that because I'm not quite shaved right now. I have a bit of a whiny neck beard myself.
How have you been doing, Ashley?
Doing good. You know, working.
Sure.
Does it count as a neck beard if it is invisible? Like your neck?
Yes.
Because I guess I technically don't have one. No, I'm just kidding. That was more towards me though.
Oh, okay. Well, I also want to discuss, if we can, on this episode, can they still do things? This is kind of a unique situation. WB and DC, maybe it might not be try to handle it responsibly, the conversation, but there's like even with the Ayercut, I want this to happen. I think it was very plausible. I don't see a way. I honestly, genuinely don't see a way they could still do it now with this there. Like, that's another Will Smith thing. I think they're going to put everything on ice for a while until things calm down, until things resolve themselves with that, because I know he supported it too. And then the Jared Leto Morbius factor is also a factor. I think that's gonna bomb, right?
It will bomb.
So what's your genuine thoughts? Maybe you get your genuine thoughts there, Brian, before, if you have to take off,
Yeah.
I always say things change. Like, I still want it to happen. I'm not gonna hold my expectations. I thought there was a lot of momentum going towards it. I think the recent events have changed that momentum. And honestly, if you are WB or now Discovery owning WB and AT&T in there too, does this factor into your decisions to even release it? Oh, hey,
Well,
DL.
Absolutely. For me, this will be the last.
Hey,
season
you
that I
finally
hold
woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
DL.
if I didn't wake up, he wouldn't have. So I was sleeping until like 6:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, so.
Yeah.
But no, I see them just kind of running away from this. They're just gonna keep going in the direction that they're going. They're gonna let everything wrap up, and then they're gonna just do whatever the hell they want. So I don't think anything's gonna be restored or anything like that. I think it's just they're moving forward.
Just in regards to
especially because of all the bad publicity around it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just so much negativity surrounding it. Why the hell would you want to put that out? Like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I also feel like they're going to be quite quasi-reactionary with regards to Ezra Miller as well.
Mm-hmm.
If what Grace said had any truth to it, then that doesn't really spell well for what he's doing with Warner Brothers going forward. Which is a shame because he's involved in 2 of their bigger franchises. So I don't know, man. I think what they should do is just bump Grant Gustafson up and let him be the Flash, and then figure out a way to explain it.
Well, this also makes me think. Okay, DL, we know.
I got you, man. But dude, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to keep track with the Ezra Miller PR fiasco. I mean, what is he rock bottom chicks in the bar?
Well, I think this also gets to a point where even if I want someone, I mean, as a fan, we definitely want the people in the talent involved to get their fair share and be able to continue their arc and stuff. But if their choices, not that we want them canceled, but I also think there's a strong discussion about let people that are responsible take the role and take up the mantle too. I am getting
no, he's not.
I want nothing. Yeah, nothing against Ezra too, but Ezra, it's not like he hasn't had chances to get back on track. And this stuff's still coming up, and I wish him the best. But this is a big opportunity that not a lot of people get, especially because he's in 2 franchises. So it's extremely disappointing. I still wish him the best, but would you honestly? We could say what we want. Like we still want to see Flash. We still want him to continue. But if you were his employer, would you still like? I'm going to make a whole new project with him. What's he going to do in another couple of years?
No,
if you schedule, honestly, unless you really get updates that he's trying to change course.
No, it's like an overpaid wide receiver with a big mouth. Like what do you do with Antonio Brown?
Well, Zeno says Ezra's not in trouble, but maybe. But
no, he's not in trouble.
Sending
But
a
I'm just
lot
saying,
of bad PR.
Publicly, it just does not look good, and I mean, I'm sure they're trying to avoid that.
Well, what do you think? Disney would have got rid of him already, right? Disney, WB's different, and then we used to think WB was a little bit better for standing by their talent, but look where it's. I just think no one saw this Will Smith thing coming. Maybe people that watch his YouTube show, because it's. You know how some reality shows aren't exactly reality? I think there is a lot of reality in his reality show. And he was extremely tired all the time. He said, he had an episode where I was like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit doing this show. I just can't do it anymore. He's pulling himself in all kinds of directions while writing his biography and bringing up all those memories from his past with his mother and his father. There's a lot of that in there. Again, not excuses, but it's interesting to understand the person, look at the person, and treat them like a person, even if they made a horrible mistake. All right, Eddie, did you or Ashley, did you have anything to add to that, or your thoughts on is it even possible, or what the future of what should they do? What would you do with us? There's a lot on there. I don't think any other studio is dealing with this much bad PR from their talent.
I think that it would have been great for them to, release the Ayercut just because it was basically completed for the most part. But now you have Jared Leto is going to possibly be in a film that's not going to do very well, so his stock is already not high as of late. It's going to go down a bit from this film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the issue with Will Smith right now, publicly. A lot of these companies aren't going to want to be associated with that right away. I don't think that it's going to kill his career.
No.
But I think right now they're going to want to put space between themselves.
It's going to be a quiet period.
Ezra now, we remember the Run It incident, right? So now we're back. Literally after his moment, he has his own fan favorite, the cheer moment at the Oscars.
Right.
Then the next night is in Hawaii. Maybe he's feeling himself. I don't know. And he's grabs mics and is harassing people at the karaoke club, and he gets arrested. On top of he did say some things to the KKK. Maybe they did come after him. I don't know, but still, his whole demeanor and the way that his behavior seems, it all seems very odd. So I think that Ezra, also being in this Flash movie, I think you got to put some space. So maybe the Ayercut's got to go back to the back burner because the Flash is this theatrical.
And I hate
film
to say that.
Trying to release, and he is the star. There's multiple versions of him in this movie, and maybe he can get it together, and because I feel like he likes to have a good time, and he's having a lot of good times, and then just having moments that aren't so great. So I mean, with Ezra, I don't know. He's already had one moment that was, to me, was very suspect, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. And at first when you looked at the video, you're like, is this real? But obviously you see him tackle this woman to the ground, and now he's done this. It just seems like, I don't know how you move forward with him, but I think he's going to be fine, honestly.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to look good, but I think there's got to be a space and a break. And that's a good thing that the film was pushed back, The Flash, because maybe you can get far enough away from it that it's old news and people forgot about it because they've moved on to the next thing, by then,
Eddie, what do you think about what they could do forward? There's a lot of, I think everything's up in the air right now. I'm I don't know what way they're going to go with certain things. I honestly don't. Eddie, what do you think?
In terms of the Ayercut?
Well, that and moving forward with you're making a movie, The Flash, going forward with him. I guess we'll have to wait and see how things improve until release, but the whole future of all this is kind of crazy. I don't know what they could do with all this bad PR. Everything there's a lot there.
When the way I thought about it is I don't know what exactly to do with, just to talk about Ezra Miller first. Obviously the first time with choking the woman in that store, it was just brushed off. Well, WB didn't talk about, they didn't say anything publicly. I don't know.
Was that a big mistake? That you're brushed off. And Isaac, I want to get to Isaac next because he made a video on that. You shouldn't just dismiss this. Was that a mistake to just not address it then?
Like I said, I don't know because it was really brushed off quickly. I mean, some people you have to remember, but even the audience was like, "Well, what it is, what it is now." But then out of nowhere, yesterday, getting arrested, or at least for the first time it was reported, even though it was the day before he already got arrested, for assaulting someone, and obviously that type of behavior, again, the same type of assault like behavior. It's damn, what can you really do with Ezra? He's gonna be in Fantastic Beasts. He's gonna be in The Flash. He's definitely in those two blockbuster movies. So it's either they're gonna have to tell him, don't commit to any roles until you get better, until you get some work on whatever issues you have. Or I'm fine when to do anything. Recasting, there will be some pushback. I think some people understand, but then the majority will be like, "Oh, this is bullshit." Because I do think he's a good actor. I've seen some of his other work, but it's bro, you can't keep doing this shit, expecting nobody to eventually do something. And in terms of the Ayercut, or even Will Smith's behavior too, I was surprised when I saw that when he smacked Chris Rock, and yeah, he apologized for it and all that stuff. But still, people were like, we thought you were laughing about the joke before, but now I know where you start smacking people. It's like, what's going on? But I mean, I understand it. I do. I don't know if I would have did it. I probably would have did it privately, and if we would have to fight privately, we would. But I think, look, Will Smith obviously won the Oscar. Still, they're not going to take it away from him. Him coming back to the Oscars, they were considering it, but I think they made the decision that they're not. But something's probably gonna happen in terms of the Oscar. In terms of his career, no, he is well loved. People know the name Will Smith everywhere. He's gonna keep getting roles. I think the same thing goes to Ezra. Well, Ezra's a little bit more messy, but I think he's gonna be safe as well. Will Smith is definitely safe. They're not gonna get rid of him. But in terms of the Ayercut, there's already controversy behind that about Margot Robbie not wanting it because of the portrayal of the character Harley Quinn in that movie. Obviously, the toxic relationship with Joker, and since that movie, obviously the character has developed more to not even have to have Joker there at all with her. She's progressed. She's more free now. So going back to that character where Joker was just in control of her and all that stuff, I think people wouldn't want to see that again, or at least she doesn't. I'm not sure how that would go when it comes to the fan base. Obviously Will Smith right now, because look, David Ayer has been teasing something. I really don't know.
No, I think there was a lot of momentum going towards it. Yeah.
I know he is.
Okay.
No, I know he's still tied to Gotham City Sirens, I think, but if that's that, then that's okay for me. But in terms of the Ayercut, I still believe that not really everyone cares about it.
I think it's certainly more complicated now. I think.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens. But I feel like it's just a specific fandom who really wants it. Everyone else is like, well,
no, I think lots of people want to see it. It's
not a general thing. Cause
it's just yeah. Well, I mean, in Hazod, glad to see you. We'll get to you soon, but I want to get to DL and Isaac because Isaac had a great video where he's like, "You shouldn't just dismiss this." It's a warning sign, and it wasn't really. There wasn't really anything handled. There wasn't any public statements, or at least not that we know of. Maybe they talked to Ezra behind the scenes. I don't know. Explain your take on that, Isaac, because that's important. Maybe it was a huge mistake not addressing this earlier. I think it does have some impact on it. I hope he gets help too. What are your thoughts there, Isaac?
All right. So, Ezra. Everyone always has their bad days, so I'm not going to just judge him based off of a couple of actions because we've all done stupid things. However, my biggest problem back in 2020 was he assaulted a woman in public with footage available. Nothing was said. It was just shh, sweep it under the rug. And then anytime I would bring it up because it always frustrated me, everyone said, "Oh, but the video seemed fake." Well, if it was fake, wouldn't they confirm that? And it always frustrated me how neither Warner Brothers nor Ezra, and I did do research on this last night, neither of them ever brought it up. It was just, shh, let's keep that quiet. Now this one's less worse because at least as far as we know, nobody got hurt in this time. But still, you are a public figure. You're also the face of two franchises at Warner Brothers, and they're not just small indie movies. They're big blockbusters with Fantastic Beasts and The Flash. You are the face of a company. When you're out in public, you're representing everyone. And the thing that frustrates me right now is I feel like Warner Bros. Is just going to do a repeat of what they did last time with Ezra Miller, where they just shh quietly, which frustrates me because you fire an actor like Hartley Sawyer, who he played elongated man in the CW Flash. And he got fired for racist, sexist tweets, which I do think it was deservedly fired because a lot of those tweets are really bad. But now there's this double standard. Ezra assaults somebody with footage available. No problem. Not even a single statement. Hartley Sawyer makes a couple of tweets, which were really bad tweets. However, there's a difference between the assaulting and a couple of tweets. And then they immediately fired him without a single thought. And that frustrates me. Now, the whole Ayercut thing, I honestly don't think this is really going to affect it all that much because we should also
I
remember
want
that
difference of opinions. So I'm glad because I want it to come out, and I know a few other
It's
people.
not going to affect the Ayercut, Max. It's not. This is not going to affect the Ayercut.
I personally think if you're in charge, you might. Oh, Brian had to dip.
I do think it's going to be in consideration. Like, I think if, let's say, they hold a meeting tomorrow about the Ayercut, they are going to at least bring it up. But I do also want to remind people that Zack Snyder did do reshoots with Amber Heard, and even some Snyder fans got mad at him for it. So I think releasing the Ayercut's possible, looking at what they did with Amber Heard. But what I'm really hoping for is that Warner Brothers stands up, don't act cowardly this time, and make a statement, say something, because this is also going to get worse for Ezra, because the more and more you sweep things under the rug, the more and more power, the more and more he gets more egotistical, the more that he's allowed to do things like this. So it's better for his career. You're not doing him any favors by just hiding things, because you got to call him out. You're an actor, you're a public figure, you can't be doing things like this. And apparently when at that bar, now I can't confirm this, but apparently at some point he did say, "Do you know who I am?" kind of insinuating that, hey, I'm better than you. And that really frustrates me. And I'm really hoping that this time Warner Bros. Mans up and at least has a conversation with Ezra, because it's going to benefit him in the long run. And I'm more talking about Ezra, and I'm still going to support Ezra Miller, even though he's frustrated me in the past. Yeah. I'm still going to support him as the Flash because I thought he was great. And wait, does Fantastic Beasts come out next week? I don't know.
Yeah, it comes out soon.
2 weeks. No, 3 weeks.
Right?
3 weeks.
And I'm still going to watch that for Ezra. And I'm just gonna. I
still support that series. But this is why I say Zeno makes the show better. I completely disagree with you. It's not a witch hunt. Most of us still want him to succeed. But we have to treat, if we really want real quality, you can't have. Even though we like these celebrities, we can't put them on it. We can't treat them like gods, like they could do no wrong. Same with politicians. If we did anything like this, we would be held responsible. It's not that we don't want Will Smith to get in trouble, because he's so important to all of us, really. I mean, I love Will Smith. I think I still admire him. Good people do bad things. I don't want to cancel people, but we do have to, that discussion has to be made. We can't just let people do stuff like this, and then it does send a wrong signal to people. These are supposed to be role models. You're a public person like that. You have opportunities. It's also when they behave like this, it's completely disrespectful to all the other people in these projects. That it throws a big bad shade on all these projects. So no, I want Ezra to succeed. I hope this is just one more instance and then it's done. But I honestly, they do need to do something with him, because it seems like it's escalating each time. Every month it's something.
It seems like when, I don't know, like Isaac said, I don't know if it's confirmed. He says, you know who I am. It seems like he's using his fame to do whatever he wants. Like to do whatever he wants, and thinks he can get away with it. Like this sounds like he's just an awkward, quirky guy who seems to get issues. And I agree with Isaac there that Warner Bros. Should talk with them, but he has to be the one to acknowledge that he needs help. Like, you could tell every Warner Brothers people could just tell him you need help, but he is the one who has to acknowledge it, though, that he needs help.
All right. Well, we'll get to DL and Zod. I'm so happy to see you, Zod, too. You're looking good with those glasses. I like it.
Oh, thanks.
DL, what's your thoughts there? Is this, if you're in charge of WB Discovery, do you have some thinking to do about? Well, you had some thinking regardless, but with this merger and everything. What do they do in this situation? What do you do with your talent involved? The Ayercut. What do you think? Does it cause any problems for it?
Yeah, this is a really messy situation. I'm with Ashley and Isaac on this. Like they both Will and Ezra need to take accountability for what they're doing. Will already apologized, stuff like that, which I thought was I appreciated that. But Ezra's a mess.
There's a track record. There's a track record. It's not just like, it's one thing. It's like three.
Exactly. And it's like, he continues just tarnish, not only himself but like the brands that he's representing. As Isaac said, like he's in the Wizarding World films, he's about to be in Fantastic Beasts in a few weeks, and then they're trying to get this Flash movie off the ground, and this stuff comes out. And I also defend Ezra as an actor, and because I think he's really talented, and I really enjoyed him as the Flash. Which I don't want them to recast him. I mean, not just because I don't like Grant Gustin, but I just feel like another recast that's going to, I don't know, that's not going to feel right, with the movie going audience, because like there's already like a weird mix up with the DC film as it is with the Batman and stuff like that. So doing another recast, I feel like that's going to be just really jarring for people. So I'm really rooting for him to succeed. But in order for him to continue, on with not only DC and the Wizarding World and whatever franchise he decides to go into, he really needs to get help. So that's the first thing WB does need to address this, and put him on notice. This can't happen again, because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse as far as, how the public sees him already. It's already tarnished. So it's like, he can't do this again. He can't. And I know people make mistakes, but like, it seems like he's not taking accountability for his actions. So I don't know. As far as the Ayercut stuff, I still am interested to see it. I don't know if it's the stuff that Will did is really going to directly affect it that much. But at the same time, from the get-go, I don't even know if they're going to release it. I want it to be released, but I highly doubt it. I don't expect the merger to change it that much, but we'll see what happens. But like, it's up in the air with the Ayercut. But I don't think that stuff with Will's going to affect it. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
Oh, thanks, Theo. We're gonna get to Zod. We're get to the CGH with a super sticker. Thank you for the support. And Broden, the Lone Wolf, Section 8 hashtag Section 8 Studios for $2. Yes, Broden. That was pretty fire when a certain widow dropped that one for sure. Zod, me and you, bro, we really want that Ayercut. Do you think that, because honestly, if Will Smith just won it and that night went a different way, I think that would actually really help the momentum going towards the Ayercut. What do you think? What do you do now? Are things more up in the air than they once were? Is it you stay the course? Or
no, I don't think anything is going to change, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
All this stuff going on, with Ezra Miller and the thing that happened with Will Smith at the awards, all that stuff. You guys have to remember, these are not the first actors, to act
thank you,
up.
Zeno.
When actors act up and they make mistakes and they do crazy stuff, it doesn't end their careers. Maybe it sets them back a little bit, but it really doesn't really hurt them all that much. This isn't the first time an actor has done something crazy. There's been a lot of, bad boys and bad girls in Hollywood. It's not like it's you just have to understand that these people are people. They have emotions, they have issues just like everyone else. They're not, just because you're famous doesn't mean that you're above acting out or you're above reacting a certain way when you feel it's necessary to take a certain step. Now, my thing with Will Smith is I'm going to tell you guys the truth. The Oscars have been struggling for many, many years for people to watch that stuff. So I'm 50-50 on whether or not this whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing was staged. I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. Because what happens when something like that happens? When something like that occurs on TV in front of millions of people, it gets people talking about it. And not just for a couple of days, but for weeks and months. Look at the memes and stuff that's occurred just as a result of this little event that occurred here. Okay? And keep in mind, Chris Rock did not file any kind of reports or anything against Will Smith. So
well, that could have made it. I think he, even if he wanted, we're gonna get to you, Ashley. I think even if he wanted to, that would have put more pressure on Chris to do that, because that would make it worse.
I just feel like we're at a point where, it just has that level. It has enough of a level of like a publicity stunt for me. It just feels that way. But I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that I feel that way based off of the way it's been handled and based off of the stuff that's coming out now. Because now it's like, oh, well, now we're going to say this, and now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to apologize to everybody. As far as the Ayercut and all that other stuff, I don't think any of this is going to affect it one iota. And I also disagree with you guys about Ezra Miller, Isaac, and that other event that happened. That other event that happened with Ezra Miller, I swear to God, it looked like the goofiest, most ridiculous thing. It did not look like it was a real thing. That's another thing that looked completely fake. But what we know about Ezra is that he kind of has a temper and he has issues and he has problems, like I said, like everybody else. So maybe this kind of thing here will be a wake-up call for him that he does have to change, because that behavior is not going to serve him well in the future. But again, sometimes you got to separate the actor from their actions. The characters that they play in movies and stuff, you have to separate that from actors, because we all know that actors have problems and actors are not perfect. I dare say there is an actor who had tons of problems in Hollywood, who struggled and struggled and struggled, and his name is Robert Downey Jr. He had a lot of problems, a lot of issues. He was in and out of jail. He was always getting into trouble. He was with drugs and all kinds of things. And look what happened. So
yeah,
I'm just.
Well, we got to get to Ashley, because she was waiting patiently.
So, Zod, how are you, Zod?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see you here too,
yes,
Ashley.
I'm here, but I would like to say to you, I do not believe that this situation was staged. Just from my reasonable thinking here, if it's never revealed that this is a staged incident, and you have people, public perception of, Will Smith, like his whole image now has been shifted to be one way, I don't see what does he have to gain from acting like he slapped a man across the face while he's presenting an award, and then going back to his seat and screaming profanity at him during an award show, that they would then have to edit out that segment because of the language that he's using. To me, that doesn't make good sense. To me, it's very real. I think that it was, once he saw Jada's reaction, then he reacted.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem with it too, Ashley. Like, he was laughing along with everybody. He thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I mean, he was, and then he looked at her. Then he looked at her.
Let Ashley finish.
Yeah,
she has the face, and she reacts. And I think that when you talk about, there's different actors like Robert Downey Jr. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. Had this up and down career. When he was in and out of jail, he was on drugs, but he was not working a lot during that time. Going into Iron Man, they had to make sure they were going to be able to insure him based off the things that he had done in his past. What I'm saying is, if this becomes a pattern for Ezra Miller, right now he might not be working. He might not be getting a lot of jobs. And I think that in these situations, I know actors are human, and but when you put your hands on someone else, whether it's to grab something from them, or whether it's slapping them across the face, then you're taking it to the next step. And there needs to be, I don't think that neither one of them, at this point, their careers are over. But what I'm saying is there needs to be some hey, that's not cool. You keep your hands to yourself in your space. Don't do that, and that's as simple as that. They're both humans. I don't think that they need to be thrown out to pasture. I mean, but with Ezra, there needs to be a little bit more accountability, though, because now he's assaulted a woman, and now he's aggressively had an incident at a karaoke club. Okay, so that's it.
Well, we don't know that it was just anything either. There's not video evidence this time. That's the other thing. Like Zeno, I do say, like he had some criticism. We don't know what he needs. If the police are involved, I think it's very fair game to criticize the man. If the police get called in to stop you, and it's multiple people, and it'd be very different if you had the video evidence too. I'm not saying there should be, but we just don't know. But the police are involved.
This guy has a record going back to almost 10 years, though. Like, before that incident.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Aaron. Okay.
Yeah. He's been busted for, I have it right here. June 28, 2011, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. While shooting for the perks of being wallflower. Miller was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over for a broken brake light.
Well, that's not his fault.
20 grams of marijuana. Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. Aaron's doing a deep dive on Ezra.
I mean, but initially Miller was charged with drug possession, but it was dropped. But it seemed like, even though it wasn't his fault, it seems like trouble follows him. Like,
well, I mean that's a different situation. It pulled over, someone else pulled over to your passenger. You can't play that on him.
No, but
but that was a deep dive, Aaron. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm asking everyone in the panel in the chat, if you were the head of a business and one of your employees was caught on footage choke slamming any person, even if it looked fake, what would you do?
Probably like say we can't have you. It doesn't look good. We can't have this.
I would make sure that person's okay and talk with them behind the scenes and see what could be done. I don't ultimately know. I think something has to be done though.
The problem is we don't have all of the details.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, nothing came out of it.
You have to investigate it. You have to look into it. You need to speak to the person, the other party that's in the situation, and also speak to Ezra. And then you need to make a decision. I don't think you need to make just a quick decision. Just based off, your initial, first viewing of it. But I think that once you see it, it needs to be looked into, investigated. People need to, be able to have meetings and discussions about that. You need to be able to speak to both parties involved to get the full scope of what happened. And I mean, WB didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, Dia.
No, to say real quick, because it feels like they're picking and choosing their battles. Like, look at the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation as well.
I know.
You don't want to get into that issue.
They're not getting involved.
Like, yeah, that's hypocritical of them. There.
Oh. Well, I do want to give some context. Again, no excuse for violence. I do want to give you maybe feel a little empathy towards Will Smith as well, though. He has his history with his parents. I think he's got deep down scars. You could watch his channel, his YouTube channel, and watch where he's writing his book, and he's really getting emotional, and he really wants to be a better father than his father, and he wants to protect his family and the women in his family. Again, not excuse, but understanding. He witnessed his father go after his mother and seeing his mother hurt. So seeing the people, and especially women in his family, getting hurt by someone else really triggers this man. He really takes it personally, even more so than himself. Not excuse. I'm just saying it's interesting to understand people, what they've been through. And another part that's very revealing. It's a very good series. I don't know if anyone has watched. It's a YouTube original, so it's on YouTube. You can watch it free. That he says the way he's, you always see Will Smith, he's smiling and he's entertaining consistently. He's saying that yes, that's him, but it's something he developed to kind of deal with the problems in his, deal with his family issues and try to be like the entertainer so everyone's happy. So he said, when my father, I felt like added pressure on me to be entertaining and smiling because that calmed my father down. When my father was calm, there wasn't problems with my parents. And then he said he's also to a point where he can't do that anymore. He can't do this fake smile, which is, there's some really revealing stuff in the series. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it excuses anything. I'm saying if you go back and watch it, you really see you can kind of see. And there's also a discussion what's real and what's not reality television. But I think there's a lot of realness there. Doesn't excuse the end result, but it's very interesting to examine these people and treat them like people, and then have consequences like people as well. So,
well, yeah.
Did any of you get a chance to see any of this? He's a YouTuber too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that. I like his video on how he could have been in the Matrix.
Like almost YouTubers now.
Yeah. So I still feel sympathy for him, even though something should be done.
I think something should be done, but I think he's gonna be fine though. Like he'll get still jobs and stuff like that.
I didn't say he was not.
Yeah,
I want him to stay as Flash. I just think that for the better of his career, I would want him to improve.
Everything though, from what we could tell, Chris Rock, everything they made up, they're on good terms, stuff like that.
Oh wait, I'm talking about Ezra.
Ezra? Yeah, Ezra's a different situation.
I've yet to talk about Will Smith today.
Like, look, they're not going to recast a Flash for his Flash movie. They're not going to do that. Ezra's going to stay in that movie. That's guaranteed. And I know Fantastic Beasts premiere was today, but he was not there. But I know that obviously he wouldn't be there. Even if he was invited, he obviously wouldn't make it.
I don't know if Fantastic Beasts can take another recast because they already recasted Johnny Depp, so that'll be even.
But
more
was
crazy.
there? Was there? I mean, was there? J.K. Rowling was there.
Mm.
And
Oh my god, could be worse. You could be Devlin now.
Oh.
Yeah, see, Devlin now. Like people forget. He was in that movie, right? And he's actually canceled. Armie Hammer.
Here's the series. It's called Best Shape of My Life. He's trying to write a book, get his family back together, deal with all that, and he blew the book deadline. He's bringing up all this stuff with his parents that was very messed up stuff in his history. Doesn't excuse it. He's like, I quit. There's an episode where he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't. And then in it, he has a psychologist helping him write the book. He's like, and she was like, some point he's going to snap. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it excuses anything. It's just like, wow. Very interesting watch just to see how people.
So what you're saying is all the signs were there. That one day
there's a lot. There's a lot going on with him. He's spread too thin, and he also wants to. He's got this added pressure to be a better husband and father while dealing with family issues that I don't want to get into his family issues, but they're out there all over the place.
I can see why he's heavily involved.
And trying to protect.
Yeah.
He has got a warped sense of where I need to protect them like this. That's not a protection.
He's very heavily involved with his children, right? Like even if they're old enough to do things themselves.
Well, what's very sad is I see a lot on YouTube now. Everyone's just treating him like a villain now, and putting him in horrendous thumbnails. And yes, I think he should be held responsible, but then just treating him like that is wow, man. It's really now people can't stand Will Smith.
This is what I was worried about. Is like you make one little mistake, they'll hold that grudge against you for ever. That's what I just hate that. Even when he apologizes, that's not enough for people. Like I don't know what else they want to do, and I hate the meme culture. And of course they ran with it. I even saw someone get a tattoo of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
You know what needs to happen? Will Smith needs to go off with Chris Rock, and they need to make a movie together.
Yeah,
that would be nice. That would be nice for them host together or something.
Do it like a Bad Boy spin-off.
I saw somebody like say Chris Rock and Will Smith should host the Oscars next year.
Yeah. Well, here's some other things that's happening with the DC slate. According to Grace, this is on Twitter. Grace Randolph said that WB now have to cut a scene from Aquaman 2 that featured Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne meeting Jason Momoa's Aquaman. It was cut because The Flash is now coming out after Aquaman 2. It still may be an end credit scene for the Flash film. So if these delays are so much that you have to cut stuff from the films, what does that say about what they're doing? I don't. Ashley, go ahead.
I think they just have to change, like, since the delays, since they moved up Shazam and they delayed the other movies. I think they have to change up the connections between each movie, because they're obviously been connected to each other, and perhaps the original plan was the scenes were connected to each other, but since they have to change it, right? So they have to cut some scenes out to make it connected later on. I don't know. I best explain it, like, yeah, it's like
this isn't cool either. Like, other people want to say, "Oh, I like Will, but I never liked Jada." That's not cool, man. That's disrespecting them both, in my opinion. My subjective
people are going after them because they have an open marriage.
That's not the business. It's not our
exactly.
business. But I don't like such disrespect of, like, oh, I like the spouse, but it's all her fault. What? No, I mean, that she was really, you can't blame her for being hurt for that if she has a mental, or health problem. I apologize.
Can I give you guys a fun fact?
Health problem. You can't that's, and I didn't know that a lot of, I know alopecia, the disease. I didn't know it affects a lot of Black women and their hair, so it's very sensitive. So I understand it. Really, we should be better. You can joke about things, but it is really uncool to bring that up. And when she is looking beautiful next to her husband, front row, and then in front of everyone, we all also like to say, I would have done this differently. But if you're there and you're trying to be, especially after she boycotted the Oscars in 2016, she was a part of that campaign because there was a lot of, it's pretty obvious that not everyone was being represented in the nominations, because they basically do have a bunch of old farts for the Academy nominating people. And then to be mocked for that too is what Chris Rock did back then. A lot of disrespected. Finally, they're there, finally getting the acclaim and it's a great moment for them. And then to disrespect when, she's doing the best with what's going on with her. She's trying to look beautiful and feel great about herself. I mean, you go out there, you have all the eyes on you. That would be very upsetting to have that, like, disrespect the way someone looks in front of all those people,
Wait, really? Oh, okay.
Ashley, you have any thoughts on that too? That put ourselves in their shoes, like.
Yeah, but again, if we're still talking about Will and all that, you just don't put your hands on anyone.
No, that's true, right? I'm not justifying it.
And I understand high emotions. He's gonna win an award, all that jazz, but I don't, and I had issue with after he won, when he got up on stage and the things that he said then.
Right.
Because never in that whole moment did he say, I am sorry to Chris Rock. It was, I was playing King Richard, and, he was a defender of his family. And, I just felt like he was giving a list of reasons why he did that, really, in my opinion. And he forgave the Academy, and then I felt like he was concerned at that time, making jokes, well, they're never going to have me back. Like, whether he would be able to come back. Like, to me, that seemed like his main concern. And just saying a few words, to go along with it. And maybe letting out that things are bothering him that people have been saying. But never once did he really express, an apology to Chris Rock on live television after he slapped him on live television. Mm-hmm. That, to me, is some bullshit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
No censorship here.
And I don't like that, with that, with Aquaman 2, I was gonna say it makes sense, you know, because of the pushback on the films, and they don't want things to be through lines in a film that's now going to be coming, you know, after. So it's like shifting the timeline a bit. So to me, it makes sense. And if you still get it like at the end as a post-credit scene, I guess, you know, you're still getting it, but just in a different sequence, you know, which could work.
Zeno, you have an interesting point here. Tabloid style news. Unfortunately, they made it to where it's general public news now. That, you know, it's not something that we want. It's, you have to discuss it. You don't have to be honest about what's going on with WB and DC now. You have to actually discuss it. But I do want to cover other I do want to cover other topics. But you're right. It is tabloid style news that these individuals have now made it public movie talk. That's not our fault. That's on them. You know.
Yeah.
I prefer not to talk about this. Can you imagine just talking about Will Smith's win there and how that would even help improve chances for the Ayercut or him coming even back as Deadshot? Because that was another reason there was a momentum going forward there. He was like, seemed to be a reason that there was some momentum that he might even come back, or they might release it for the next Suicide Squad. I mean, it's still open for him to come back. But yeah, they have made it. They have made it public general movie news. This isn't, and that's unfortunately we don't. To be honest, before we move on, and we'll watch a little bit of Grace, move on to other topics. We don't want tabloid style movie news in regular movie talk, do we? No, I just want to talk about things that are happening. But this is affecting, whether you like it or not. This can affect what they're going to go forward, and that's very unfortunate. John Campea is covering it too. So Zeno, please go give John Campea hell. Grace is covering it too. No, Grace is covering it too. And listen, John Campea doesn't like talking about this shit either, honestly.
Even 3C Films is talking about it. He never does.
Right. So it's not, they have made, through their actions, it more tabloid style and movie talk.
Now do you see why I kind of feel like it was a publicity stunt? Now do you get my point?
There is a chance of that. There is a chance. There's a chance.
I mean, and I
don't think it is.
I just kind of felt like, I mean, even what Ashley just pointed out about when about the speech that Will Smith made after that happened, and the way he made jokes about if he would be allowed to come back to the Academy and all that, it all felt just so choreographed to me. I don't know. Maybe
felt like a coping mechanism.
You know, people call me a conspiracy theorist all the time, so I'll just shut up. I don't know.
Okay. I think on this one, you're not.
I'm not saying I can't be wrong, but
I'm just saying. You know,
I respect your opinion, Zod. Agree to disagree.
We should do a publicity stunt right now, just for
the
use
of when Academy was thinking pressing charges. To me, that's not a publicity stunt.
Okay.
Were they, or did they just say that, or was it just reported? Because again,
I don't think they will.
Remember, the Academy came out. They put out a statement that they don't condone violence of any kind, right? And then right after that, right underneath that, in the same statement, they said what? What did they say in the same statement? Okay, if it was really serious, if it was really, if it was really serious,
press charges. But I think that is a bigger.
That would make it more
different issue.
Yeah,
he didn't press charges.
He had a lot of pressure on him.
That was like, here they are, both these equals, and I'm going to say this is why I feel like Chris Rock did not press charges on Will Smith.
And Chris Rock didn't
like,
flinch either. He took that step like a champ.
These two men, black men, you know, in this space. I'm not going to then press charges on you, me being a black man. I think that's really kind of part of it, and they kind of had this history.
He had
together.
pressure. Chris had a lot of pressure on him not to do it.
And in California, you know, like I talked about it earlier, I live in a Commonwealth state. That means regardless what the victim wants, the state automatically is going to pick that up, and you're automatically going to face that charge. California, it's up to the victim to make that decision. And he decided not to have charges pressed, probably because he felt that, you know, maybe he didn't really, I don't think that he knew about the alopecia. I think that he made a joke because she
That's what he
has
said.
a shaved head, and she looks great with her shaved head, and you get G.I. Jane too. You know, I didn't even,
Right.
know about
I agree.
the hair
I
loss.
agree with you.
But then them thinking where I've talked about this publicly, and then people have come after us because X, Y, and Z, they automatically thought that, oh, you're making fun of me because, I'm losing my hair. She had a reaction. He then reacted also off the back of everything that was being said, over, and he, in the memes and all this build up, it's just like, and he's right. How much can one person take? But, you are also not used to this industry. You have been doing this for a very long time, and it doesn't excuse it for anybody to be able to say whatever they want to about you. But, it's unfortunately, it's not a good thing. It's part of it. Like, someone always has for every positive thing that someone says about a specific person in the limelight or actor, there's always 10 negative things over here that someone says, right? And then, all that build up and his family, he just had that moment.
All right. Let's react to Grace a little bit, see what she has to say about all this. Not the whole thing. What do you mean, oh no, Isaac?
I watched this.
Oh no.
I didn't watch it yet. That's why I watched my YouTube with you
I
guys.
didn't either. Go ahead.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
watch. You're really saying oh no, Isaac? Is it that bad?
Oh no, I just don't really like watching Grace's videos.
Bring on the Grace.
Oh wow.
Bring on the Grace.
I think she has a lot of great things to say.
A lot is a strong word.
Can we watch Geeks and Gamers instead, or maybe like Popcorn Planet?
Oh really?
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna leave if you watch the ladder.
Okay.
Fine, we'll watch Jody's Corner.
No, come on,
Okay.
Isaac.
Well, everybody.
Oh, Isaac, you just
Absolutely
changed the
not.
mood. No.
Absolutely
We're happy to have Ashley here. Why are you gonna do? Oh, Isaac.
To be fair, I completely
why
forgot.
Are you misbehaving to? Oh,
He's
to be fair,
today,
yeah.
So when he's 34, he's a little, he's a little
Yeah.
randy.
Old people are weird, so I had to act weird.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, Max.
You succeeded. Okay, hold on.
To be fair, I completely forgot all the context.
Okay, that's fine.
Me too.
What the hell?
You're in the dancing to the beat.
Free sponsorship.
I don't want to. What is Huggies? Let me skip this. What the?
The baby's humping.
They do that.
Oh,
That's like
They got a sponsorship out of
you and
Max.
all your ads, Max. It's amazing.
What's the membership stream?
Who the heck pays monthly for Grace
Live
content?
stream of Palooza over here. I'm doing this today. This evening at 5:30, we're going to do the Death on the Nile watch along. And then
Oh, I wanna
tomorrow,
see that.
of course, at 3 a.m., we're going to watch the first episode of Moon Knight. I know that I didn't love the
Nails
rest
on a
of Moon Knight.
chalkboard.
This first episode is something
Thanks,
else.
Eddie.
I'm very excited to see it again and to watch it with many of you. All right. So I promised you some tea during this episode, and tea I shall deliver. But first, let me say hi to some new members. If you joined during a live stream, you'll get a shout out.
I got
hey,
it.
Devin. Hey, Matthew.
Yeah, that's how I got my clip at the beginning, and then I canceled.
OMG.
Movie Manager Entertainment, welcome.
I like her, but I wanted the shout out, and then
You hustled her. That's what you did.
But then I was-
To be fair, I've done that with Campia.
I didn't do it to disrespect her. It's just like I'm not going to be able to make a lot of the benefits of being a member. Like her live stream, she does it when I'm not on the internet. Yeah, she is.
So you're not a real Grace.
I like what you said before, Max, where you just said I did it for the shout out and then I canceled. Very simple.
It's cheaper than Cameo. You know, some of these personalities you get a shout out, you can do a Cameo. This is cheaper, so if you want a shout out from Grace, go on when she's live and become a member.
Yeah, but the Cameo thing is stupid because everybody knows that you paid because it always has that Cameo watermark on the video. So it's
that's not
Yeah,
cool.
but you can get
Imagine
them to
paying for someone just to say your name.
So you could get somebody to
Say
both
my
map.
name.
Well, I mean, as long as it's not real expensive, I don't know. $5 it was.
Yeah, after,
All right.
Let's see. Here.
She
Who
says
else
she's spilling
joined?
tea.
Ezra Prince,
Spilling
Brother Ezra, and Rohan used his once a month comment to say he was back, and I love it. Welcome back.
I'm not back yet,
and
Grace.
hey, Tyler,
Sorry.
thank you for joining. So I decided to do this stream because, I do a live stream three times a week, but I was kind of annoyed with some of the comments about the tea I tweeted last night about Ezra Miller's situation.
This is
So
great.
I was like,
This is what I want to hear about, because she did imply, which if she has no substance to this claim, I think she does have a source, but I wouldn't like her throwing that out unless she's absolutely sure. She did anyone see this? Ashley, did you see this where she's implying that the delay is because of Ezra's behavior and some personal stuff?
I haven't seen this, so no, I did not.
No, okay. So
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I saw it once she tweeted it, but I don't believe
what
it.
she tweeted.
Okay.
I only believe Mikey's son.
All right. Well, let's see.
I better explain this a little bit.
Yeah, she's gonna explain
I
it.
can't explain everything because it's a delicate
'Cause you made it up.
situation, and some of the things are personal.
Oh man, Eddie, let her speak first. Okay.
Let her go.
Ezra Miller, I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about.
Who told you this? Her agent?
But
Agent?
I just, I think there's some stuff to add here. Hey, Carolina. Hey, Paul Porkchop.
You don't feel comfortable because you had to write up the story first.
All right, so let's get started.
Oh,
we
boy,
have some
Eddie.
very interesting stories once again to cover. All right, so hold on. I gotta boop us in.
Boop.
Boop. All right, so yes, yesterday,
get concerned about
it seems Monday night, Ezra Miller was arrested in Hawaii at a karaoke bar, and a lot of people did some karaoke jokes about it.
Zeno?
People felt that
Zeno
it was
did
just
that?
Ezra Miller being mischievous, as he has been for many, many years. And people didn't think it was that serious a situation. I also think that it does not benefit, and also I think it makes it seem a little bit sillier that it happened so close to Will Smith. It's like celebrities losing their minds. So that kind of creates this weird situation. And I had tweeted last night because, I was finally able to tell you this because the arrest kind of makes it fair game, that part of the reason The Flash was delayed for so long was because of some issues with Ezra Miller. And I got a couple of pushback, especially from Snyderverse fans who were like, Warner Brothers used the Speed Force to go back in time and see that he was going to get arrested. So they delayed the movie weeks ago. And there's also some really unfortunate rumors that are going around about the Flash is delayed for reshoots. And we'll talk about that too, because that's just simply not true. That's just people trying to sell you on a fantasy.
Oh no! That's not what I want to hear, Grace. Uh-oh.
I mean, I
She's just pulling stuff out of her butt.
Oh,
yeah. But the only reason I'm not saying that what she's saying is 100% true. But what I'm saying is that based off of things that we've seen from him, I'm saying there is a possibility that this is true. Just because, he had the incident a few weeks ago. The KKK incident, don't really know about that, but he was, that video, then the thing prior, and now this. So it's a possibility. I'm just, and it maybe they're just trying to, like I said, create that distance and that space between the two to give it, some time to breathe.
The only counter I would have to that is just to say that that wasn't the only movie that they moved. So
that's true, but they had to reshuffle and maybe do some things because of that too.
But it was,
I think that with the other two, it might have been. I know one was pushed back. Super Pets was put in its place. Yes. It's also very interesting, that's when we had another big film coming out at that same time. And then they also had some, CGI that wasn't completely cleaned up, so they pushed it back. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. but it just seems like it could be a possibility. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying there are things that if you look at them that he's done, that it could be a possibility.
I don't think so. I don't think so because Black Adam got delayed, right, to October. But that's not I'm focusing on. Shazam got positive reviews of screen tests, stuff like that. That got moved up to December. I don't think it's anything to do with Ezra Miller. I think it has to do with some of the visual effects that to work on with some of the Flash, Aquaman, and it seems like for Shazam in the Black Adam, they're pretty much almost done with that stuff. They're taking longer of Aquaman and Flash with that.
I apologize, everyone. My old dog, I think, has to go to the restroom. He's driving me crazy right now. So if I put this, does anyone have controls where they could play the video while I'm taking them out to the restroom? Zod or Ashley, if you're connected to my, do you have controls?
I don't think, not this stream, because I use the link.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Aaron,
I use the link too.
Aaron, you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to play it while I'm back, I'm just going to take him to the restroom real quick.
Not back to the Grace video. No.
Behave, everyone. Ashley,
well, Max is gone. Let's just click out right now.
No. Ashley and Isaac are in charge. All right, bye.
I thought I was the assistant.
So we're still gonna watch the video.
Right, guys? Click play for whoever's got the video, the controls, because I don't.
Aaron has the control.
For a second.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was Isaac. Sorry.
Nails on chalkboard. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Oh, miss.
The voice doesn't really bother me. It's
like once you click it, all you hear is
some of the things that some of her takes sometimes.
I mean, I don't know. She like screams once you play the video. You over hear her screaming, and it's like, oh shit! Like,
what about the Birds of Prey dick pics?
What did he just say?
What about the Birds of Prey dick pics? The Birds of Prey. Remember the scoop that she said years ago?
I was confused.
It was in the diamond.
Yeah, and then she ended up fighting with Kathy Ann over it. Yeah.
I think Max would do. I could bring up the share screen, but I don't think I could control it.
You can't.
Wonder 84 is a Flashpoint movie.
I would say heard the Suicide Squad review was trash. Absolute trash.
She has a thing against James Gunn.
Let's look at her, how she's looking off at her.
Wait, I have to say something. CJH has a website.
Oh, don't forget about that website.
Good to know.
Tell us all
You're
about that
welcome,
website.
Canadians.
Welcome.
Does Canada have movies?
Yes, we do.
Really?
So we can't play the video, obviously. You would literally, I don't know what he was thinking, because you would have to take this down, put it up yourself.
Yeah, he has to do it.
At.
Yeah.
To be fair, Max is an old man.
Middle age madness.
Get the young blood in here.
I only can bring up the screen. I can't control it. So.
Told you it was real, Isaac.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Wow, Max.
Wait, what?
We're just gonna be staring at Grace for a good minute.
Yeah, look at her face, so full of
scarier than any horror movie out there.
Right.
Yeah, Capia has membership now.
Let's watch Eddie's videos instead.
You know, Eddie, this is the T-shirt you need to get next. Grace's face.
Hell
no!
Right here.
Maybe she unblocks me.
Hearts.
She's got you blocked. How did you get blocked? How'd you get blocked by Grace?
Because it had nothing to do with her too, and nobody even add her at Twitter. But someone was like, "It's gonna be hard to believe Grace's scoops."
I've had conversations with Grace. Grace is a nice person. Why do y'all hate Grace so much?
I don't hate Grace.
I don't hate her.
About her.
She blocked me.
She blocked you, Ashley. That's it. I'm blocking Grace. This is not right.
Why would you willingly speak to Grace?
Season 2, I said, "Hey, Grace Randolph." I said I thought Mando wasn't going to be in the rest of season 2 of Mandalorian. Blocked.
She blocked me. She
blocked you. Wow.
She blocked me for one word. You know how crazy that sounds.
That's not cool. That's not cool. I hate Grace now because she blocked Ashley. That's not right.
Can you put an emphasis on Daniel Martin's comment about me?
This is why I'm not very active on Twitter because of shit like that.
Well, I don't see his comment about you. Yeah.
So you don't see it.
She's a menace to
It is pretty
society.
far away.
My timeline is pretty because I only see what I want to see on my Twitter.
Yeah, we don't have to highlight everything. You know, if it is Daniel being nice to you, Eddie or Isaac? I'm sorry.
Yes, he's being insanely nice.
Oh, insanely nice. Oh,
like a little too nice, kind of like a gentleman. You know.
Okay.
This is how women
kind of
should
like a
treat.
gentleman.
All right. Well, let's see. Did she spill any tea while I was taking the dog out?
No, we couldn't play the video.
Couldn't play the video, old man.
How can we play the video on your
I only could bring it up. I can't play the video.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Old people, am I right?
Middle-aged
Yeah,
madness in full effect.
So you've just been watching. Okay, sorry everyone. It's my dog's fault.
I demand a pay raise.
Well,
hey guys, how's
hey
everyone?
Kryptons.
Hey, Krypton.
It's going.
Clicks. And I find it very frustrating. I've always kept it real with you.
My ears are bleeding now.
And I've always been honest with you. I was the first person to tell you, the first person, that wasn't a fan, that the Snyderverse had a real chance of, that the Snyder Cut had a real chance of coming back. It's not about being a fan or loyalty. It's about, I'm an entertainment reporter and I'm reporting you the news.
Have you noticed that she's been doing
some
this
of you
lately?
seem to act as if I am the one creating the news, and I appreciate that.
Grace has
It's
got
very
beef.
complimentary.
What's that?
Grace has got beef. She's got issues. She's directly attacking the Snyder Cut fandom right now.
I mean, have you noticed that she does that a lot?
Listen, we all have to be more careful with the word attack, Zozod. I respect.
No. But listen to the
what
way
they do, though.
she's making it seem like she hasn't been wrong before. She's been wrong.
You've been
so,
wrong.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about how she was wrong.
I get that, but like she just reports it from her sources, and now nowhere. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and then B word, and then this and that. Like I've seen it when she said it the first time, and if I was her, if I would have found out from my source that there's a possibility, I would be like, oh, F them, I'm not saying shit. They could keep looking like idiots by themselves. I'm not gonna give them any sources or anything like that. But no,
she's been wrong a lot,
she's been saying it lately that every time she reports something on DC, this is just my reportings. Snyder's fandom don't come at me. She's been saying that a lot, like lately. So it's like, damn.
Sure, DC stuff is not accurate.
She gets called out all the time because when she's wrong, she doesn't like to be called out when she's wrong. That's what it is. She blames everybody.
Typically, no super wants to be called out.
If we start going to a stream, like talking further about all the time she's been wrong, it might last too long. So let's just see the tea she spills first, then we'll move on to other topics.
Film Gob should make a video on it.
Yeah.
He will. Dre Films. But
I just want to hear what she has to say
I
about
felt
it.
that there was, that's why I told you right away that Batfleck wasn't dying. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I better tell everyone. I better keep it real. I better keep people, up to date with what I'm hearing. And so that's why I told you that. All right, so let me kind of go through this, and I'm being very careful. And I hope that you'll understand and appreciate that. So you're going to have to read between the lines on some of this stuff. All right, so yes, definitely VFX played a hand in the delay of the DCEU movies. For sure. I mean, James Wan even spoke to that. These movies are like, as we've said before, practically animated movies in many ways. So they have a lot of VFX work, and they just weren't going to be ready by the end of the year. But the Flash's delay all the way to June 2023 and going in last place all of a sudden really puzzled a lot of us. Even if you go back and watch my video.
Now that's a fair statement. Like that was the one where I was like, whoa, that one jumped big time. What's going on there? That's fair, isn't it, Ashley? Everyone, the big jump, the Flash movie was the big.
It was. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, lots of questions there.
Bold of you to assume there's still going to be a Flash movie.
There's still going to be a Flash movie. There's too much.
2014.
Like that seems to make absolutely no sense. I told you that Shazam needed to go first before Aquaman and the Flash, and it now is. But Flash, really, from a story perspective, Flash had to go before Aquaman and Batgirl. Because Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, of course, and The Flash is the movie that brings him over. So he can't show up in any other DCEU property until the Flash movie comes out. Now, Warner Brothers has not revealed what they're going to do about Batgirl. That's just a mess. So we'll see what they decide. That seems to have some kind of continuity change because, Batman seems to have been around when Barbara was a child, and it's J.K. Simmons is Commissioner Gordon, is Gordon. So we'll see what they decide to do with Batgirl.
Fucking mess.
That would be like a whole year delay for them, or a couple of. So I don't know. June is 6 months, so Batgirl would have to have like 7 or 8 month delay, which is pretty crazy. But the reason I'll give you some tea. The reason that it's a bummer for the Flash is that I did hear that the Flash for Aquaman. I'll give you some tea. Aquaman was supposed to have a scene where Michael Keaton showed up and talked to Aquaman as Bruce Wayne. Which I would have loved to have seen. Maybe it'll end up being an end credit scene on The Flash.
Well, now if she's accurate there, that would more seem like they are having Michael Keaton be the DCEU Batman, and I want Batfleck to return. Any thoughts there, Zod or DL?
No,
is that accurate?
No.
I don't want this. This is bullshit.
No, not that you want it. Do you think that she's being accurate reporting there?
I mean, yes, that makes sense. That makes sense if that was something they shot, and now they're reconsidering cutting it out because Flash is coming out after. So timeline-wise, it wouldn't make sense for Michael Keaton to show up before the Flash. It's just, I just hate this so much. I hate it.
Take the emotion out. Not if you like it or hate it. Do you think they would have done that, Zod?
Yes, they would have done it. Yes.
I don't think it's happening. I think Grace is full of baloney at this point. I don't.
Oh,
I don't
wow,
believe
her
it.
bologna sandwich is stacked.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay, Ashley, do you think they would have done that?
I've heard different things.
Okay.
I got this crazy idea for Warner Brothers. How about making a Flash movie about Flash?
Oh, what a concept!
No, we don't do that here.
Someone give this man a bonus.
This man's crazy. I've never heard of such
what
a.
is
It's
up
like
with
saying that Fast and Furious movie should be about racing. That's not probability.
Racing? What is that? What is that?
It's about
Fast and Furious movies should always take place in space now. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It should be the next Star Wars.
All right, one at a time. Ashley, do you think she's onto something there? That was a scene that they had that they have to adjust now?
I've heard. I saw that someone else had said something like that too. That they had to adjust the scene because I brought it up earlier for the film because they had to ship those release dates and that they pushed it back, and that wasn't. And I had, like I said, I didn't know. I'd heard that earlier myself. I can't remember where. Okay. And then, so I didn't know that originally even came from Grace. I mean, I can see it. It makes sense. They've had to shift the films around. So taking scenes out, removing things that'll mess up the timeline and the continuity makes sense. And then if you get to then put it on the end as a post-credit scene, then those can sometimes be out of order. Sometimes the way that they're given to you in a film, so that won't really matter. But yeah, it makes sense to me.
All right, Isaac, can you? Damn, my dog! I have to put him away.
With a tranquilizer.
No. I'm gonna give something. I'm gonna give him more to eat. He might be hungry again. I don't know. I'll be right back.
You don't feed your dog?
Elephant
I do. He might want to eat again. He likes biscuits.
He's a fat boy.
All right, yeah, he is. He's a couch potato. He loves sitting on the couch and eating. Now I'll be right back. I'm not taking him out, so it won't be as long. Sorry, everyone.
What was next to go?
I know the real reason.
What?
No spoilers. Morbius.
Morbius.
I'm just kidding.
Morbius.
That's actually a better reason than the one Grace is trying to give here.
I heard the Morbius.
Morbius.
I'm still gonna go watch it.
Do anything.
I'm watching it Thursday.
The embargo for that movie lifts like 24 hours before the movie comes out.
Like, it's 99% chance it's gonna be horrible. Like 99%.
Yes. But we've seen horrible. Nothing can be.
It's going to be better than the Batman. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't.
God
damn.
It's gonna be better than
Listen to
Justice
you,
League.
Zod. You
Is
were
Zod
just,
you
like,
good,
trying
man?
to be outrageous to be outrageous right now, Zod.
No, I think Morbius is going to be a great movie.
So, Fantastic Four stick, is it better than the Batman? Can I ask you that, Zod?
Fan Four stick?
Fan Four
No,
stick?
no, it's not.
Okay. What if this movie is worse than Fan Four stick?
It can't be. There's no way.
I don't
can't
think
be.
so.
I believe that it will find a way.
You would have to try to be a bad movie just to do
Listen,
that.
when the words used to describe a film is uncalculated and boring, I think you've hit the nail right on the head.
Well,
One of the worst things a film can do is
sounds like the Batman to
bore
me. Uncalculated and
bore you,
boring.
but it just like, and then like that, it's just like the horrible VFX, things that don't make sense, like
I mean, that's Fan Four stick.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this might take the cake.
I don't know.
It might.
I don't know.
Guys, like, it might. And if it does, it'll be a glorious moment because I think it will.
I think nothing can be
bad.
Just like though.
Morbius, just to point out, Morbius does have Michael
Catwoman.
Keaton in it as well.
It also has
Barely.
Tyrese Gibson.
That's why I said it.
Oh, it does have Tyrese. Okay.
I heard.
Matt
I heard a
Smith.
rumor that heard a rumor that Andrew Garfield is in the movie.
No.
Well, there is
Just
Spider-Man.
Just
I heard a
saying.
rumor that Dominic Toretto was going to show up and assemble a new family force.
Tyrese Gibson.
The multiversal Sinister Five is going to show up, and they're going to appoint Morbius.
Well, let's watch a little bit more of this, and then we'll go to other movie topics, because this is... I apologize, everyone, for taking so long. The dogs are really making me work tonight.
But I hear that it's going to have to be taken out of Aquaman now because I will
Thank
be coming
God.
to see him if the Flash movie hasn't come out yet. So that's a bummer, and I'm sure that Warner Brothers didn't
That's
want
not.
to do that.
No, it's not a bummer.
Not a bummer at all.
It is
Got
a
him.
gift. It is a gift
Sounds
to
like
God.
a horrible scene.
Anyone want to
anyway,
delve?
so, yeah.
I want to see it.
No,
That's what he said.
don't you start, Max. No.
Dude, if you see this comment and then this guy comes up and says, "Oh, so I heard you talk to fish," I would like shoot myself in the head.
I swear
Oh,
to
wow.
God.
Don't do that.
I
Why don't you
swear
go
to
F
God.
another
Red-
fish, a-hole?
Another fucking fish joke. No, I'm good.
Connected tissue is what really helps these movies. So that kind of sucks that they're not going to have that cool Easter egg, which would have
You think it's
launched
cool?
a
I'm so
gabillion
sorry.
YouTube videos and articles in the movie. It's just a shame. So the VFX are certainly a factor. So I think the Flash would have been delayed, but not for as long as it's being delayed, because what really is going on here, and a large part of it, is Ezra Miller's personal issues. Now, Ezra Miller has always had problems. Sometimes he's a rascal, he's a rascally guy. It's part of his charm. And I have to say, I think he really redeemed himself with the Snyder Cut. He was excellent in that version of the film. He did a really great job, and he made a lot of us excited for his Flash again. We were really, really excited about it. But behind the scenes, he's a difficult person. Now, a lot of celebrities are difficult. So I think that's one of the reasons that Warner Brothers decided to soldier on. And they're very heavily invested in Ezra Miller because, of course, he's in the Fantastic Beasts movies as well. He campaigned to be in both those movies because he's such a big fan of the material. Now, things suddenly, though, have gotten serious for Ezra Miller. So this isn't his being a rascal or being difficult. There's a lot of concern. All I want to say is that there's concerns for Ezra's mental health and safety. So I don't.
No, yeah, I do. Again, with keeping the conversation positive, that should be our first concern towards everyone. Just like even though we want Batfleck to come back, honestly, he needed that time to get better as a person. People go through stuff, and if you think living life is hard, imagine being a celebrity. I wouldn't want to be a celebrity. That's crazy life. People all in your business all the time. I can't imagine.
And Max, the fact that we put these people up in a pedestal, these are people just like us with the same mental issues that we all have, with the same, they're people just like
amplified.
Imagine
it's
if
turned
it's,
up.
you know.
It's amplified. All right, let's see what else. I'll let Ashley do the call. Should we also see what she has to say about Will, or just move on to other topics after that?
It's Ashley.
Yeah, we're good with the Will thing. It's been
we're good.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. All right, so let's just
you
do
weren't.
like a minute. Yeah, I was, Isaac. Just do a minute more, and then we'll go to other movie topics and what people want to talk about. I just want to see if she has anything else to say about this delay.
Feel comfortable, and I wish that, because people don't know, but people making jokes about him being arrested and stuff, it doesn't vibe with what I think a lot of people in the industry know, and that Ezra Miller is having problems. Basically, before that, I don't want to give too much of a timetable away, but let's just say before the announcement was made, Ezra Miller basically decided that he wanted to be left alone by everyone, including Hollywood.
What?
And so he's not doing Fantastic Beasts press, I don't believe.
Yes, that's.
Never say never, but I believe some of you pointed out the premieres this evening.
Yeah,
and Warner Brothers really needs some time, I think, to have Ezra Miller get to a good place and to be able to have him be the lead on a press tour for a major movie.
Oh wow, that is interesting. Let's dissect that. She is saying that he's like, I don't even want to. I just want to be left alone. When you have an obligation, when you do these big projects, they want you on the press tour promoting it.
Well, I mean, it depends. If you're they will stop him from doing a press tour if they know that he's mentally, if he's not mentally there.
That's true too.
The studios will, demand.
But based on what she's saying, he didn't even want to do it. Ashley, what do you think of that?
I was gonna say, Krypton Core is right. Like, they would have probably already, asked him, maybe you should set this one out. But I think that he's probably embarrassed, realized that he, did something that he shouldn't have done. And, maybe he's, feeling, having, severe emotions about it or anxiety. And he just wants to take that time now for himself instead of them forcing that upon him. But I think that, he's probably feels like, I was kind of an asshole and this happened, and now I know because I'm in this Flash movie and I'm Ezra Miller, everybody is going to be judging me based off this incident that I had, where I was, being ridiculous.
Yeah, but actually, what if they told him before? What if what triggered him was that he told him he can't be here? That he's in Hawaii. I think the world premiere was in London. I think.
England, London.
We don't know that.
But the question is,
LA.
What if he's invited to the premiere in the U.S.? Because I know they're gonna have a premiere in the U.S.
Yeah, but the world premiere was in London, right? Today.
Yeah, but they have more than one premiere.
He got arrested yesterday,
and obviously he might have been, struggling with something.
Yeah,
this
that's
happened,
what I'm saying.
and so he might have already been I don't think that without this incident, if he didn't show up, that people wouldn't have been like, where's Ezra? So like, what would the answer have been? So that's why I feel like they were trying to do everything they could to get him there, and that now he's trying to take this time to himself, where it's been so close to this incident. They're going to agree. Because if he wasn't there before this little scuffle, then it would have been like everybody had been like questioning why Ezra wasn't there, and I think that they were trying to keep a lot of this.
Yeah, but he didn't.
If there is a issue.
Yeah, he didn't attack anyone.
They're not trying to.
But he still got
put it in the limelight. No, I know he grabbed something.
He still got arrested.
Still,
I know that you get arrested for disorderly conduct.
I know,
Yeah.
But if you grab something, but you still put your hand in somebody else's space to grab something from their hand.
Do you think they should?
Not the same thing as slapping somebody across the face, but still, he should have just been like, he should have done it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Ibrahim. Go ahead, CJH.
Do you think they should introduce Wally West instead of recasting?
No.
Too early, I think.
Ezra is fine. Nothing's gonna happen to him. Nobody's gonna.
Yeah, Ezra's staying. Yeah.
All
right. Well, let's finish. Let's finish this up and move on.
So that's why it's really frustrating that people are like, oh, they're reshooting the movie. They're not reshooting the movie. The Batfleck not being dead, that's a tease probably in there so you don't turn on the movie. It's probably engineered so that you don't turn on the movie. The movie's wrapped. They wanted to do a couple of pickups just, to make themselves happy, like to be on a Perfectionists. But obviously that can't happen now because Ezra Miller doesn't want to participate. But the movie has no problems. The Flash is not.
Wait a second. That's weird that she said that. They can't do pickup. Wow. I don't know about that. That's a strong thing to say. Now that he can't even do pickups for the movie, that's not going to happen.
No, they're going to have reshoots. They always have.
Well,
reshoots.
I mean, if they want it, that's pretty standard. If they do reshoots to have your star available for reshoots, but saying that he's not going to be available now, I don't know. That's a strong.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, he's out of jail, so I don't know about that, Grace.
In a bad situation as a movie. The Flash is doing great. I've heard nothing but great things about it. It's very exciting. It ushers in a new age. I think the footage they've shown looks fantastic. I hear, interestingly enough, it deals with mental illness and mental health. So to some degree, I think maybe that would tie in with what Ezra Miller's going through if he can get to a place where he can talk about it.
Good Lord.
But the problem is really with Ezra Miller, not Warner Brothers having the uncertainty of what he's going to do, either to others or himself. And you can see that he was arrested, which is really...
All right. You know what? I'm calling. I think we have.
Now she's just rambling and just
thank God.
talking out of her butt. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense what you're saying. It's like it's over.
Highlight RJ's comment there.
Okay.
This one. Okay.
All right. Supposedly, Ezra is at a point in his life where he's ranting and raving that he doesn't want to be in Hollywood anymore.
But if he doesn't want to be in Hollywood, just don't be in Hollywood. Say you're done, retire after your movies.
Well, are you getting that from RJ? Are you getting that from your own somewhere else, or are you getting that from the video we just watched?
You got to pay the bill somehow.
Yeah.
So
but there's something called contracts, and you can't just I quit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we don't know. Maybe
lawyers.
Okay, he has a contract and stuff. Or he has to finish whatever the contract's up. But if he wants to retire from Hollywood, don't do this because this is not the way to get out of Hollywood.
But nothing is gonna get, dude, unless he murders somebody.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in Hollywood for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the things like the whole Will. Nothing's gonna happen to Will Smith. Nothing's gonna happen with Ezra Miller. They're gonna be fine, y'all. They're gonna be fine. Nothing. They're not gonna lose jobs or anything because Hollywood is they call it Hollywood for a reason. There's a lot of things that people have done in Hollywood, and they still have their Oscars, and they still have and they're still getting movies. Look at the incident with Mel Gibson. It took him a long time to come back, but now he's back making movies and all that. And people are like, okay, fine, it's fine. Some people don't forgive him. Some people do forgive him. And Hollywood is like that. You have remember Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I don't know if you guys are too young. He used to be a crazy alcoholic, drug addict, and all that.
Yeah.
Well,
before he made his comeback with Iron Man.
I appreciate you taking the time, DL, and any thoughts before? I know you might have to head out, so. Any thoughts on all that?
I don't know. I really feel bad for the guy. I really do. We don't know if he wants to take a break from Hollywood. I mean, I would hope they would give him the time to just get his head straight. I don't want him to quit. I don't want him to quit Fantastic Beasts or the Flash, but it is really muddy. As I said, I just hope he gets the help that he needs because he seems to be in a really bad place right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's going down the path as Lizzie Lohan and Amanda Bynes did in the mid 2000s. Remember, how their fame in Hollywood was rising, then all of a sudden they started doing crazy shit to themselves and basically kind of ruined their career.
All right. Well, let's move on to other. Yeah.
I mean, how many times, if you guys remember, I think Zod remembers, and probably Max, how many times did Robert Downey Jr. get arrested?
He also wasn't working during that time.
Wesley Snipes was in prison.
This up, and then it came.
Yeah, a lot of people do stuff, and Hollywood always forgives them, and this is not that big of an incident.
No, we're not saying that he can't be forgiven, but during those times when RDJ was in and out of jail, he wasn't working though.
Yeah. it was years later, and
yeah.
That's
there's always a redemption
I'm just
story.
saying, if
That's
he
what I'm saying.
continues to spiral, then Ezra Miller might not have work. I mean, you know,
No, you're right.
and you know that's what I'm saying, because you know, situations that are happening. You know?
No, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not saying that we are, but like I've seen Twitter today, and like, "Oh, it's done. He's over. They're gonna recast him. Oh my gosh, his career is over."
I don't think that.
Because he grabbed a mic from karaoke and got arrested.
I just don't know if they'll start another project with him.
He was too drunk, you know.
He did attack someone too.
I
He
think that's
lunged
an
at them.
excuse. You lunge at somebody, you grab something from them in their space, and you grab it out of their hand. No, you don't go into someone else's space. You don't do it. There's no excuse for it.
Well, I think it was.
I'm not excusing anything.
I think it was two separate situations.
I'm not saying you are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Oh.
you know.
There's no excuse for it, but it's not gonna it's not gonna make him recast the Flash. Like no.
Well, let's move on to some other movie topics to mix it up a little bit. Moon Knight is coming out. Yeah, I heard. I didn't watch Eddie's video, but I saw a video. He's like, I want to read her excerpt on Rotten Tomatoes. She doesn't like it.
Yeah,
the first episode she really, really liked.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And 3, she doesn't like 2 and
Oh,
3, and then 4th she likes episode.
That's slower
4.
than I thought.
She said, but you can tell that the writing is so different from the first.
I wonder if it's the typical MCU writers expecting like the typical MCU tone for this.
That they always do this. It's critics.
The
Oh,
person
it wasn't
who
funny
writes
enough.
the first episode doesn't write episode 3, 4, and 3 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
The showrunner comes back and does the final episode.
All right. Well, let's look a little bit at, not spend too much time, but I just want to see. I usually look at maybe I'm part of the problem because I go to the Rotten to see.
Yeah, that's what.
Moon Knight plays out as an insular psychodrama involving the 3 characters played by Isaac, only one of which is clearly defined enough to hold our interest. That's disappointing. I want each personality of his psychosis to be interesting.
That's her opinion, though.
Yeah. Audiences are looking for a unique and dynamic approach to one of the more unorthodox heroes in Marvel repertoire. Moon Knight is a disappointment. Let's see.
And I guarantee she's never read a comic of Moon Knight at all.
Well, these are people's. Let's see.
There's Grace. There you go.
The first episode is fantastic, but the quality quickly drops off. Steven is fun, but Isaac makes the other personality, Mark, quite boring. Moon Knight and his mythology are sloppily defined, making it hard to get excited about this new addition to the MCU. There have been a lot of comments on the other personality. I thought this was, to me, that was the most intriguing thing about this series is Oscar Isaac, the multiple personalities, and how that gives him opportunities, to stretch his acting chops,
Definitely one of those shows gonna have a higher audience score. I can see it.
Well, let's get to DL first, and because he still might head out, and then Ashley. DL, what's your thoughts on the concerns with the Rotten Tomato scores about the other personalities not as exciting or boring? Wasn't that a big draw to the project?
Yeah, it was. So to me, it is a big concern that the other personalities aren't as interesting. And also, I've heard from people that are huge Moon Knight fans that this is going to be an amalgamation of different versions of Moon Knight put into the show. So there may be some things that's kind of weird for people. I don't know. But as I said, like I've seen the similar criticisms with Eternals, and I ended up liking it. But at the same time, you guys know I don't like the Marvel shows that much, so I'm not expecting amazing quality here. I'm hoping to be proven wrong, but I was kind of expecting something like this. But who knows? Who knows?
All right.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The Widow, you love Marvel. What's your thoughts on those? I mean, the scores are overall good for it, but what are you thinking about the critics' concerns?
I expect it.
I mean, when you think of overall, I mean, it right now it's at a 76. Joker, the film that everybody loves, was a 66. So we'll see, right? I'm excited to see the first episode. And and get into the show. I think I'm a little concerned just because from what I'm hearing that Mark Spector, we start off with Stephen Grant and we're not getting, all of the personalities of, that come off of Mark Spector, which I don't like. And then, Stephen Grant, I think it's just from everything that I'm seeing, it's just those two besides Mr. Knight and Moon Knight. And then I'm hearing that they've done some weird things with Mr. Knight and switched him around and don't know how people are going to feel about that. So that'll be interesting to see because I've read Moon Knight, but not a lot. So it'll be interesting to see, the diehard Moon Knight fans, what they think of like this interpretation of Mr. Knight. Because apparently they completely change him. And then Mark Spector just kind of is the boring guy in the group. He's like, he should be the most exciting one of the two. I mean, he's so intense, like his backstory, which they've kind of downplayed a lot of that, which is unfortunate, about, here's this guy who looked down on his father, who was a rabbi, because his father was too timid. He didn't stand up enough. He didn't get in people's faces enough. And Mark Spector always looked down at his father, so... I mean, and we're not going to get any of that, really, because, they're kind of like the Jewish descent stuff is already being pushed down a bit. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see it, but I'm telling you, these reviews don't really get me. I mean, I take them with a grain of salt, but still, I always like to look at the negative ones because the positive ones always say, a great showing of spectacular feat. All these like words that don't really mean anything, So I always like to look at the negative too, so you can get a sense and to see how those things are close in line. But we'll see. I'm going to be watching at 3 a.m., so I'll let you know.
Oh, wow.
Okay. My review.
I'll be waiting at 6:00 p.m.
I get home from work. And I will be doing a watch party of Moon Knight tonight, so that'll be fun.
Okay, cool.
Hi, RJ.
Hi, what's up?
Marvel people.
Hello, RJ.
What, you have a
How's
problem with
everyone
Marvel
doing?
people too? Eddie, you have a problem with
3 a.m.
everyone.
gang. Eddie's going to be watching at 3 a.m. too. Don't listen to him.
You got a problem with Riddler?
I don't want to even look at that filth when it comes to the
He's gonna be watching
MCU.
it. He's gonna be sneaking. He's gonna be under his blanket with his popcorn, see if anybody's like noticing that he's watching it. But he will be watching it.
He'll be hiding,
smiling and happy because he loves it. He just
Eddie just wants to see Batman kill.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't expect anything from Moon Knight. The reviews make sense because Marvel doesn't have anything of substance. It makes, like I said, it all makes sense. The critics don't like Marvel because Marvel's trash. And
what?
It is trash.
He's trying to get Ashley started. That's what he's trying to do.
Like I said,
I
am a river of peace these days.
I know people ask
what kind of guns do you prefer Batman to use?
All I saw was a budget Batman, I guess with a personality disorder. So I was like, okay, no, the general audience isn't like this at all.
I happen to idolize Batman.
He wears white because he wants people to see him coming. Okay, there's
like
difference. All right, he wants people to see him.
That's cool.
Right?
That's what she said.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, let's get with Zod.
Trash. It's a bad design.
Eddie, be nice. Be nice.
Okay.
Like I said, actually, you have your opinion, but I think the majority of the people would agree with me when it comes to.
I think the majority of people would think that you're delusional.
I mean, I agree that the shows aren't good, but I do like the MCU.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it. The shows aren't good.
Do you mean MCU?
Yeah, the MCU movies.
I'm just kidding.
Outside of what if,
I wanted to get Zod's. I know Zod just went. Or Zod, are you there?
I'm praying for the downfall of this show. Okay.
Well,
I'm
RJ,
back. I'm back. Sorry,
I wanted to get.
I had to come off for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Moon Knight. If you're looking forward to it all, and the reception there, and the criticism.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to talk about it with Ashley. I'm super excited. For Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight is going to be awesome from everything that I've seen so far. But everybody knows I'm not the world's biggest MCU fan, but I am looking forward to Moon Knight.
I'm working on it.
RJ, you're really looking forward to it because you're doing a watch party, and go support RJ's watch party. I'm going to be in bed. But I'm
Like
happy you're
always.
doing it. Happy. Thanks. Shut up, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm receiving too.
I've been trying to reach
you. You have.
It's black and blue and dead.
This guy, I tell you.
You.
Oh my goodness, Isaac. RJ, what's your thoughts on the concerns about Moon Knight that people say some
There are
of the
concerns?
Well, some of the ones that were put it in more rotten.
Like, what concerns?
That some of the other personalities aren't as fleshed out. I was thinking Oscar Isaac, he could really cut his teeth on multiple personalities.
What I will say is this: they've only seen 4 out of the 6 episodes. It's most likely getting a season 2. It's the start of something. You have some really talented people behind the show, like Jeremy Slater, who wrote the Umbrella Academy. Everything I've seen looks absolutely spectacular. I think we're in for a treat. I think that Oscar Isaac is one of the most talented actors of this current generation. And he joined Team Marvel. It's another feather in the cap for Marvel fans. They continue to get amazing talent working on their projects. And I think too, it's just there's a lot of confidence and a lot of hype and momentum going into this. I honestly am not really
You're not concerned.
worried. No, not really. I mean, like I said, will there be changes to the comics? Most likely. I could see this show being maybe controversial. People who want things to be 1-to-1 like the comics, but if you're into the MCU, you know that they kind of like to do their own thing. They take inspiration from the comics and they work off of that, but they like doing their own thing sometimes, and sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. Right? I don't judge.
Never comic accurate.
You can kiss my husband's
accuracy.
feet. It's okay, RJ.
Well, Andrew, I mean, you kissed the feet of Tobey Maguire on the other day, so.
Don't forget Michael Keaton.
Not even Michael Keaton lately. It's been more Jack Nicholson, which is really interesting. It's like this phenomenon that's developed, but
Andrew, don't listen to them. They like Marvel.
You know, it's all
the
haters, Batfleck haters. Oh yeah, somebody's better than this. No, Batfleck is the best Batman that's ever been.
No, well, it's subjective. It's subjective. It's subjective.
I would support that killer.
Batman ain't a bitch.
I don't want to go through that again, Kryptons. Thanks.
No, okay,
thanks I don't want to go through this argument again because
I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that.
I mean, honestly, the stuff that I'm most interested in, I want to see how they handle the dissociative identity disorder. I want to see how they handle the mental health aspects. I want to see just how violent this show can get with the TV-14 rating. We've been hearing that they don't shy away from blood, so it'll be interesting to see how violent and how much I want to see how the action scenes are choreographed. Is this on the level of something like Netflix, or is it going to be weaker than something like the Netflix action choreography? There's a lot of questions, right? I mean, again, we're just getting one episode tonight. But
I noticed that basically the only thing that makes TVMA is not really violence. It's the cursing on it.
Well, it's cursing and sexual content, yeah.
And
By the way, I think I was
sexual
trying to
content.
say something.
What did you say? I have to go to bed.
Later,
okay.
Okay.
Right.
Bye, Dio.
Night,
Thanks for your. All right, go.
I mean, Disney Plus did censor Falcon Winter Soldier. They did do that.
Oh yeah, that.
What's going
What
on?
the hell, Isaac?
Isaac, are you like kill us all or something? Are you planning to kill us?
No, don't
Do we
say
do
that.
something? Do we do something to you?
You should do new Riddler vids there.
Yo, look, there's a double. Oh crap!
Do you remember that YouTube channel a couple years ago? With the I forgot what it's called, but somebody had a bunch of Marvel and DC figures, and they used to do like shows with and they had there was specifically a Green Goblin character, Gobby or something like that.
Yeah, can you highlight PKL's entertainment comment? Because actually, I want to speak to that real quick. That is kind of a problem, in my opinion. I think they've been showing way too many clips, and I think that showing 4 out of the 6 episodes to reviewers might have been a mistake.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But what I would say is, I think that this character is so unknown and it's not a proven commodity that I feel like they felt like they had to go a little bit extra in terms of publicity, in terms of like marketing the show at extra clips and like really showcasing the show to reviewers simply to get buzz going. Because again, it is
Yeah,
an
but
unproven
RJ4
character with
for
commodity.
RJ4 out of the 6, they should have just given them 2. Why are they giving so much power to
Well,
the critics?
supposedly the reason they gave
we
them.
don't care what critics say, and they give them all these freaking shows.
Well,
at least
hold
2
on,
would have been
hold on.
fine, and then
Well,
everybody's on their own.
Well, hold on.
Ashley's gonna head out, so thanks, Ashley, for contributing to
Yeah.
the show.
Bye,
Go sub to Ashley.
You're gonna set your alarm to watch Moon Knight.
I know I'm gonna go take a nappity nap.
See you later.
Good.
Y'all have a good night.
watching
Good to
that
see you
stuff.
guys. I'll see you all soon.
Bye,
Ashley.
Bye.
But here's the thing though, Krypton. Do the majority of people care about reviewers? Not really. People don't really care too much about reviews, but they are a piece of marketing. They build momentum for stuff. I mean, it's just the way it works. I mean,
I know, but to give them 4 out of the 6
lately they've been more negative than positive about everything. So
that's true. That's true.
So it kind of balances out as being like one of those things where, you know, this is why most people, if they're smart, don't listen to critics.
No, that's true. Yeah, lately there has been more of a
and
negative
then they
spin
bring
on
their own
stuff.
personal issues towards the review. Watching
Yep.
that movie as a movie or a damn show as a show. I don't want to hear that you're a psychologist and you're gonna give it well, I don't this psychodrama and blah, blah, blah. No, watch it as a freaking movie. I don't care about your opinion.
Well,
I care about what you think. If it's a good show or not, I don't care about your psychoanalysis
or your political
nothing
views.
to do with that.
Well, Krypton's actually does give something very intriguing for a different conversation. With the age of streaming, and reviewers posting reviews where they haven't seen the whole season, and even is that fair? I want to go around the panel because sometimes things don't click until you see the whole season.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to mention really quick, though. The reason they gave them the first 4 episodes, that they said that episode 4 ends on a big cliffhanger that kind of like sets in motion, like it puts things into context. It's basically they gave them the first 4 episodes because it was a good stopping point. That's basically what they said. It was a good stopping point. So that way they kind of get a picture
it's like watching
what's
a movie
to come and what they've already seen.
It's like watching a movie 2/3 of the way out and then commenting. And
no, this is a big issue in the age of streaming. What can be done? Let's get to Zod first. Regardless of the property, we're talking about Moon Knight, but now that we're in the age of streaming, there's seasons, episodes, and critics posting their reviews, which are permanent on Rotten Tomatoes. They can't go back and change it later on. How is this fair to judge a seasonal show based on like 3/4 of the season? Do they need to? Should they consider revising this based on this type of content? It's not a movie.
Yeah, they need to. Here's my problem with critics. Either watch the whole show, keep your personal politics or your professional whatever you do in your life, keep your views out of it and focus on the content itself. That's what they don't do, and I feel like they're doing a disservice to everybody by giving these critics partial seasons and then letting these critics drone on about stuff, because you don't know if it's good until you've seen the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid to me.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, it's messaging someone. Isaac, go ahead.
Regardless whether people want to accept it when it comes to a movie or show. Now, this should more be a criticism towards the studios who decide how much a critic gets to see. That's the criticism that should be like. But regardless whether we want to agree or disagree, when you watch a movie or show, you're always biased. I'm going to show you an example. Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. Why? Because I felt a certain bias towards Cyborg's story, because I have a certain relatability to his character. So I felt a personal view with him. So everyone's always going to feel personal bias. Like, I won't lie to you. I love DC and I love Marvel, but I tend to tilt a little more towards DC because I grew up more with DC. So I'm going to be a little more biased towards them. The job of a critic is not to tell you what you should or shouldn't think. That's not what their job is. Their job is to recommend it. It's like if I go to a restaurant and you want to know how good that restaurant is, I recommend it to you. I don't tell you what it is. So the blame isn't the critics. The critics are just doing their job. The critics are doing what fans do, which is react to a piece of content they are given.
Okay.
So really, I'm so done with hearing people blame critics. Critics are just doing what we do, which is just review stuff. The only difference is they see it earlier.
But with your thoughts on the only having part of the season, should that be?
Yeah, I just said that earlier.
Oh, okay.
That's more of a blame to studios because
studios
really, like,
they should
let's
give
be
them
honest.
They should give them the whole season for reviews, but then there's spoilers.
The whole season, yeah.
Krypton brought up a good point. It's kind of like just showing them like a third of the movie. You didn't watch the full thing. You never know if that third part of the movie is gonna be your favorite part or not.
Yeah,
it's the same thing that applies.
I think it's a
shows
disservice.
if you're gonna review the entire show. So the blame shouldn't be critics. It should be towards whoever decided that they only got to see part of it.
All right, I understand. Eddie, if you want to join in on that, what do you think about this review process of only seeing part of the season and then posting a review on Rotten Tomatoes? Is that fair? Is it like Isaac says, well, this is a studio thing that they're only providing that. I do understand the spoiler comment, the angle too, though. You don't want spoilers to get out there. What's your thoughts on all that, Eddie?
So before I say my thoughts, after this I'm gonna go to sleep just because I'm tired. No other reason.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you sure you don't have another video that you're making? Oh yeah, we caught this liar last night. Did you see that, RJ? He's a liar.
No, I didn't know what happened. What happened?
He's like, oh, he came back. He's like, I didn't do nothing. I'm not making a video on this. He posted the video right after, which is fine, but you lied. Liar. Caught.
Wow, not cool, Eddie. Not cool.
But yeah, after this I'm gonna go. I have my alarm set for 3 a.m. for another reason. But
Later, Zod.
But
see
no,
you, Zod.
Pull in a Ouija board.
Oh, Zod has to. Hey,
Yeah,
thank you for stopping by, Zod.
Yeah, people are dropping like flies around here.
But no, I think when it comes to that, I get it. Your critics will come out of nowhere and say full. I never lie and say full reviews or my thoughts, even though well, 2 episodes that will actually finish the whole criticisms if you have any or an overall opinion on the content. It's just how it is. Even with critics, sometimes they do it based off 1 or 2 episodes they get. I guess studios or whoever else can get better at doing that. Maybe just I know they had to, cause obviously for hype, like word of mouth will help when it comes to these shows or movies. But it's like maybe try not to have some type of restrictions over it, so where they like, because it's hard because usually it's like 2 to 3 episodes of what they get critics, but it's like you can't that's I don't know if that counts as prejudging because obviously, like I said, they don't have the overall thing to judge. It's just partial.
You know what I think they should do, Eddie? I think they should do you know how the boys show the first 3, they give the first 3 episodes out in one hit. I think it's the same for the same episodes that are coming out the first week should be given to critics or just give them everything.
But that would be
different.
You should give them everything.
Gonna watch it.
But that's an issue with spoilers though, because they don't want stuff to get out with the finale.
And
you're right, RJ.
That's what I said, RJ. It should be either the first episode, like for them, they're only giving us 1 episode a week, right? So they should just get the 1 episode, right? Or like what the boys does 3 episodes the first week. The boys, when they send it to them, they should be just at 3 episodes. It should be whatever you're getting, whatever the general audience is getting the first week. That's how many episodes you should give the critics.
But in terms of that, when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes, no, you shouldn't be posting anything if you haven't seen it all.
Here's what I think. I think they give a few episodes, right? I think if they say like the first episode is not good, I think they could drive the audience away. Even in the rest of the 5 episodes, this could be for any TV series out there. They're not going to get people. They're not going to get people watching. First episode, first impressions. The first episode always matters. And I think the person needs to give them all 6 episodes as the critics. And if they say the show's not good, fine, people won't watch it. But you can't base the whole show on like a few episodes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Look at Wanda. That's a great example about WandaVision.
Yeah,
I hate it. Like I had to rewatch the first 2 episodes because I just didn't understand it. But then, like But when you kept on watching them, then you appreciate them afterwards. The first 2 episodes of Wanda was like, what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
We didn't get it. But like after you saw the 9 episodes all together, you're like, this is freaking awesome what they did.
Exactly.
And then you understood at the end. It's like watching the first 2 episodes, you're not going to get anything.
Look at this on Twitter. Ray Fisher is still at it. It's the 28th. Oh my goodness.
I saw that already.
I didn't see this yet. I just saw this. Look at this.
Oh,
RJ,
man.
what do you thoughts of this? Oh man, he's still saying that. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna do it now, Ray, after Ezra.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. They're going to be fine. He's going to do it. Come on, y'all. Ezra didn't do anything.
Yeah, can I speak on the Ezra thing for a second? Because I kind of relate. Obviously, Ezra clearly needs some help. I made my video about that. It's not a laughing matter. It's a pretty serious thing. He is clearly not well.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's substance abuse, something mentally wrong with them. Clearly, Ezra needs help. And I would just say this. People may disagree. People may feel differently about this. If they cannot get cleaned up and fix whatever's going on in their personal life, I think at this point, if I was Warner Brothers, I would be reevaluating my future with them.
Yeah,
because to me, it feels like they have become a liability, not just to themselves, but to others, and especially to the studio.
Well, it's not. It's his action impact a lot of people. It's not just. It'd be different if
this was what is the impact
after the Flash.
Well, here's the thing: if this was a one-time thing, then whatever, right? Like it's a misdemeanor. We can move on from that. Fine. But this is now technically 3 big public PR nightmares that Warner Brothers has had to deal with, right? And no studio should have to deal with that because they don't want to. It's a PR nightmare.
Let me
Their
just
publicists are going to have a headache dealing with this.
I understand what you're saying, but when you have a girl admitting in court to basically beating the shit out of her husband and admitting it and biting his finger off, and she's still Mara, I don't give a crap what anybody has to say about Ezra. When you have a woman admitting about physically abusing her husband.
No, listen, Krypton.
And crickets from the studio.
Hold on. I agree. Amber Heard should not be employed either at this point. I agree.
Yeah, I agree on that.
This is
it's hypocritical of them. I agree. It's a different situation though. I'm just speaking about the Ezra situation.
No, I understand that. I think he was just drunk.
It doesn't matter though, man. It doesn't matter.
No, hold up. No. If you're an adult, you know better when not to drink.
Yeah, he's a 30.
Yeah, you're responsible.
If you're an adult,
drinking.
you know how you react to drinking.
Everybody
you
drinks when they're adults,
if you make those mistakes drunk,
the people
you still do that.
Hold on.
One person at a time.
I mean, I was talking
yes.
first.
He's a 30-year-old man. He has the right to drink and he has the right to go have fun and have karaoke. But when you become so intoxicated that you become a danger to yourself and others, that is when it approaches an unhealthy level. He harassed a woman, got violent towards another man playing darts and lunged at him, trying to physically harm somebody. Okay? He was arrested and it's a public embarrassment, not just to him, but to the studio and those who have employed Ezra Miller. That is the problem.
What about this? The Grossi Knowles says it's a confident. What's people's opinion? Is Ezra Miller less of a liability to Ray Fisher? Ray Fisher is a lot of bad PR in a different way.
Well, Ezra Miller, you know what? Ezra Miller has more of a notoriety in Hollywood. He's more well known.
Yeah, and he's white too, so that's why you can get away with more stuff.
And that's what Amber Heard. Amber Heard probably got away with more stuff because she's a woman too. There's probably this one.
Come on, it's the truth, y'all.
Yeah.
Do you think she should have been fired if they did fire Johnny? not just because of whatever happened, but mainly because they don't know the full story, and
But she admitted
they
it.
should have just made it
She
easier.
admitted it. She was
I'm
recording
literally
stuff,
agreeing with you, man.
One at a time.
I know
One at
you
a
are. I know
time.
you.
One at a
I'm
time.
not. I know you're not disagreeing with me.
Then let me finish.
Let Isaac speak. He waits his turn. Yes, please. Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
I was
Isaac.
just about to finish, but go on. I don't care.
Oh, I'm sorry, Isaac. Go ahead. All right. Well, there was some other stuff I wanted to talk with RJ since he's here.
Well, just to address something. I don't stand or defend James Gunn, Axel. I don't like staying with them or defend him. I have said that what James Gunn did in his past. Yeah. No, what I've said is that in regards to what James Gunn did in his past, I think it was abhorrent and wrong. But I am judging him right now based on the man he is currently.
Right.
And I am enjoying his artwork. Okay. It's a very different set of circumstances. If James Gunn were to ever make a joke like that again or say anything remotely disgusting in terms of what he puts out on social media, I would gladly call it out and say something about that. But these are tweets and things said from a very long time ago, and he has shown a desire to change and grow as a person. Until I see evidence that he has not grown or changed as a person, then I will watch his art and I will enjoy his art. But if there comes a time when that is no longer going to be an option because of something that he said or done, I will address it then.
So far, I would have to say, regardless of James Gunn's past, let's get our opinions here, go across the panel. Don't you think that his engagement with both the fans and other people in the industry has been extremely positive, regardless if you like Suicide Squad or Peacemaker? He's been extremely positive on social media now. So I do think he is trying to be different. So let's get go with RJ first. Do you see? I see a definite, even if you're, regardless if you're a fan of his work or not, the way he interacts with fans, I think he's RJ. He's positive.
He's interacted with me several times on Twitter, which, again, that doesn't cloud my judgment in this, just something to note. He's always been very active with fans on social media. I think some of the differences is he doesn't really tweet about like political stuff as much as he used to. He doesn't really pick the fights against political pundits as much as he used to.
So much time for Twitter.
Yeah, and he just talks about his art and his projects and shares fun stuff. And again, he very much has apologized repeatedly for everything he said in the past. He's owned up to it. He's been very thorough and very direct about who he is as a person, what happened in his past to where he thought that was acceptable when it wasn't. And again, to me at least, from the outside looking in, it looks like he's shown real growth and change. But again, I stress this, if anything were to come out or anything was said currently that flies in the face of that, I would obviously call that out and address it then.
Zeno, I'd say we can mind our own business if you keep it your own business. Once you do certain things that make it public discourse, listen, I don't want to know his personal business. I don't want to know any of these actors' personal business.
Why can't we care?
And I don't want that to be associated with fictional characters I like. I don't want your business, honestly. Keep your business your business. If it gets to a point where it becomes public, that's on you. I want to respect people's privacy, but if they make it public, that's on them.
Well, it's also about empathy, too. Here's the thing. We can't control what these people do in their own personal lives. That's for them to decide. And none of us can say this person needs to do this, or that, and be like, we have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. I don't know what's going on in Ezra Miller's mind right now. I don't know what he's going through. All I can say is I'm sorry to hear he's experiencing this stuff. I hope that he gets cleaned up, and I hope that he can figure out whatever is going wrong in his life so he can get better.
Well, RJ, what's your thoughts on, though, James Gunn's recent activity? Don't you think he's had a big attempt at trying to be more positive?
Yes. That's what I said. Yeah, I agree.
Isaac, do you see a definite change with you? You're not a fan of Gunn's tweets either, but you're a fan of his art, right?
I don't think anyone should be. I love James Gunn, and James Gunn, he did like my post when I dressed up as Polka Dot Man. So that was cool. So did
biased Isaac.
But I've already read the James Gunn old tweets. Here's what I'll say about that. It happened in 2012. It's been a long time. If he had done this like a year ago, it'd be a different story, or especially recently. The reason why I forgive James Gunn more in that is because I used to do the similar thing. I used to make dark, edgy, offensive humor. Like I would make humor willingly wanting to offend people. And it wasn't until like 4 years ago that I learned why live your life trying to hurt people? Like what's the point of it? And so when I saw James Gunn's tweets, I could see where he was coming from. He wasn't doing it with bad intentions. Do I still think he should have put those tweets out? No, but I don't think we should hold him. We should, like when they fired him immediately, that was a stupid decision at the time. I do think it's different from the Ezra situation because that resulted into actual people being involved, while James was more jokes.
Well, it's also a recent thing too, not something that happened a decade ago.
Yeah, and there's also a pattern of behavior too.
Yeah.
So I do feel a little more biased with the gun stuff because I feel like everyone here has made a major mistake in their life that the only difference is his just happened to be public. Like I feel like everyone in the chat, we've done at least one thing that we regret, but we're lucky enough that wasn't public, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, breaking news. There's some breaking news.
What's the news?
What is it?
I'll have to share it with you. It's on Twitter right now.
You good?
Oh
no, that is so funny.
Oh, sugar honey iced tea.
That is so funny.
Oh yeah, Nemo.
When are we gonna get a Shark Tale sequel?
What? Oh, okay, it's from Madagascar, right?
No,
his daughter was in Madagascar.
There's problems in Madagascar land, and
Did you know that Jada Pinkett Smith and Chris Rock are in Madagascar?
And the daughter too. The daughter too. The daughter's also Madagascar.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Eat that sound.
Breaking news.
Hey, Hans.
I know. I listen. I feel guilty watching all these memes, but you gotta admit that one's pretty clever.
That was funny.
I mean, it's all goodness, all water in the bridge. It's like
it's not under the bridge yet.
Well, with the parties involved, it is.
Well, I just want to stop by and say hello. I do have some errands to run before I get ready for my watch party. But
you get to do after that?
Well, thanks, Sergeant. Yeah, go support his stream later if you're up.
Yeah. Well, bye, everybody.
Well, what's up with wait, before you go, what's up with Hans? I regret 90% of my life. What?
He had a bad day at work today.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry,
so did I. You know, when I have a bad day at work, what happens is I'm late for MME. I sleep in.
It makes you more tired, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I will see you guys later. If you want to watch that stream, it'll be at I think I'm starting at like 2:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anybody's up, so have fun.
You too.
So late.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do rapid fire topics, and then we'll end soon as well. Let me see here. Well, I guess I'll save that for the PlayStation. No one really here is gonna. I mean, you don't.
We'll talk about the PlayStation.
Well, the PlayStation announcement about their competitor,
the Game Pass version. Yeah.
I was kind of slightly let down with it.
I kind of expected something like that. Like we all knew they're not going to give us like what Xbox does when they release their exclusive games right away. We knew that was going to happen. It's kind of expensive, don't you think? Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Isaac, did you know about or you care about the PlayStation announcement?
I honestly don't know. I don't really keep up with gaming. Like, yeah.
Hey, Hans, what did you think of the PlayStation announcement of their Game Pass competitor? It's not day and date new titles. It's a lot of old school stuff, and it's more expensive. I'll think I'll wait on it unless they announce more new day and date titles. I think I'll keep the tier I'm at. This is a Star Wars article here from Geekosity.
Let's go Star Wars.
Star
Wars bounty hunter Cad Bane to return in flashbacks.
For what?
Spoiler warning for Boba Fett. He's gone. Or at least we think he is.
Well, flashbacks doesn't mean he's gone, right? I mean, it's flashbacks.
Right? Did he really die, though? That thing on his chest was blinking.
It's possible. He comes up from the dead.
Okay, mostly think he's gone. Nevertheless, sources. We have to do something that do something special when it says sources.
Scoppers
reveal Cad Bane will be seen again. Lucasfilm plans to show Cad Bane younger, stronger, and other projects. Having lived for many years as a blaster.
He's gonna have his own series.
If they do now, here's where I'm gonna get pissed off. If they do another series where they kill a character off and they're like, well, you can go back and watch their series. I'm getting so sick of that. I'm getting so sick. We'll go to Isaac first. Are you so sick of them killing off a character and then say, well, we're doing a series? I don't want a series when I know the outcome already. God damn it.
Right? For real.
Is that Kenobi?
Yeah, I tend to get exhausted of prequel stuff, especially when it's a character whose face we already know. Only one exception though, and that's Polka Dot Man spin-off series.
Okay.
That would be the only thing I'd really want.
You're not excited for Kenobi then, because that's pretty much what the Kenobi is. We know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Kenobi was that way. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers. No, just kidding.
There's
Luke
some other
is dead.
Actually, Doomcock. This is some
Doomcock.
Doomcock was right.
Oh no, it can't be right. No,
Max, please, no.
Oh no.
Yes, IGN says Disney CEOs Bob Chapek and Bob Iger.
This is true.
Oh yeah, that
extremely
is
awkward
true.
falling out. What is going on there?
What's how does in fact Kathy Kennedy?
Bob
She fired again?
Chapek is the worst decision in Disney history.
Disney Bob Chapek has reportedly fallen out with former Bob Iger, causing a rift that could cause issues for the wider company. The rift apparently started when Iger stepped down as CEO. Didn't the board announce Chapek to take over before announcing that he would stick around to help in the wake of the pandemic? A crisis of this magnitude and its impact on Disney would necessarily result in my actively helping Bob Chapek and the company contend with it, particularly since I ran the company for 15 years. According to CNBC, this infuriated Chapek. Chapek was furious when he saw the story. According to three people familiar with the matter, they explained he had not expressed a need or desire for extra help. He wasn't looking for a white knight. Ooh,
Lex Luthor.
Well, he needs one now.
Bob Chapek kind of looks like Kingpin.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
So-
Like, he doesn't even have a neck, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
He could play the next Thanos.
I mean, it's
There's
funny.
no neck,
Disney like
though.
Kingpin, is he? Is he what he like? No, if
That's-
if he ran like the Kingpin, he would know what he's doing though.
What do you think
yeah.
about that? Iger was truly trying. Do you think Iger was overstepping, trying to retain some of his power,
No.
and saying I'm going to help you, or what do you think of Chapek's response? Is like, get the f out of here. I'm doing my
Child
own.
of bombs.
Chapek was being a little bitch about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac, you agree?
Oh yeah, Chapek should know that Iger for 15 years.
No respect for Iger.
Yeah, he was the reason why he even has the job is because Iger was the one that recommended it to him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just starting off, and it's not like you're just managing a small little local business. You're managing Disney, and not just movies, but you're also theme parks, toys, everything. If I was in his position, I would at least want some expert.
You know what they
help
should
in it.
do? You know what they should do? WrestleMania's this weekend. Have them have a match against each other.
Bob.
Bob literally becoming the CEO.
Isn't WrestleMania for 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
So that's interesting. I didn't. I thought that was all doomcockery.
Doomcockery.
Yeah, doomcockery, lies. I thought that was lies, but no,
Somebody clip
there was a civil war between the Bobs. That's true. That was actually accurate. Okay, so let me see here. Did anyone see? This is rapid fire topics because sometimes we take so long that I'm like, okay, but it's kind of fun to do rapid fire topics at the end. Tom Cruise takes flight in new trailer for Top Gun Maverick. Anyone see this?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, me too.
He looks good. You know,
I was planning on watching it, but when I got home from work, I forgot that that they released it. I still need to watch it after this stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
There's some good ass movies coming out this year, man.
Yeah, there's a lot to be happy about.
Yeah.
Let's check out this. So that's one story down. With that down and out of the way, who am I, Isaac? With that down and out of the way, that down and out of the way, that down and out of the way.
A certain Canadian pundit.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you will be interested in this. Pistol, Hulu's Danny Boyle directed. Danny Boyle's a good director. Sex Pistols limited series premiere date announced.
They talked about Sid Vicious and
May 31st. I'm looking forward to that. What do you think about Danny Boyle? Isn't he the one that directed that Ewan McGregor? What was that pretty popular movie that he plays an addict?
Trainspotting. Yeah.
Trainspotting. Yeah. So Danny Boyle.
That was a great movie.
I didn't see the sequel.
Oh, you haven't?
No. Is it good?
I mean, yeah. I think the first one is so iconic. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to watch this.
What do you think of the? This is. I think the actors they got looked pretty spot on. I mean, decent. Like some of these biographies or these projects, they don't look too accurate, but no, right, Zena, you're right. Maybe there's something to Scientology. He barely ages. He looks great,
dude. Because they're vampires in Scientology. Duh.
They are. Doris Scipio says it was.
They're gonna show that in Morbius.
Yeah,
show that in Morbius.
All right.
That's why the critics are hating it, because they talk about Scientology too much. And they know they are. And I was like, because they're all Scientologists. Everybody in Hollywood is.
Jared Leto's 50.
Yeah, it's weird. He looks. He might have had some work done. I'm actually thinking.
He doesn't look like he has work done, though.
I don't know. I think maybe
he doesn't look like it.
Do you have work done, Max?
You know actors that have work done.
Yeah, he kind of has that shine on his face.
But he doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, this is from Geekosity. Zack Snyder's Oscar win stuns Discovery executives. Do you think the Discovery? It's written by Mikey, my pal Mikey.
No, I think it's good.
I think it did.
No way, you talking about Geekosity articles? No, that's the first time, Max.
No, but do you think they were stunned?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were.
To be fair, it was going up against the Portal scene and No Way Home, and nobody really expected them to, and so it's a shock to everyone, really.
No, and you know what upsets me is that people are like so upset that it won, but it is the best. It is the best.
It was my favorite.
It's the best scene that I've ever seen in a comic book movie of all time. That when he's stopping time. I don't care. I know the whole No Way Home. I love that movie. It's my favorite MCU movie. It's my favorite MCU movie. But it was all nostalgia. It was seeing 3 Spider-Men that we wanted to see physically, and the way that scene was done was the best scene overall. I don't care what anybody. It was the best cheer moment. If we were in movie theaters. We were in movie theaters because of the pandemic. But if we would have seen that in movie theaters, that whole stoppage of time, everybody would have gotten up and screamed like crazy. That's what they're talking about, the best cheer moment. I remember watching, was that number 4? That one number 4 was Effie White. And I'm telling you, I remember we got up and it was like a standing ovation. It was like watching a Broadway show. That's what they're talking about, cheer moment. When you got out of your chair and screamed, you cheered about it.
There's a clip. I don't know where, because some countries did play the Snyder Cut in theaters.
I think it was 2019. If this came out 2019, Endgame would have won that award.
All right. Next topic, rapid fire topics at the end.
What the heck is that?
Gotham Knights lands Anna Laurie as Stephanie Brown. Do you think that they possibly are working on this? They are introducing.
Yeah, they're getting heavy hitters too. The guy who played what's his name? He's playing Two-Face, the guy from Supernatural.
Supernatural, yeah, he's playing Two-Face. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah, what's his name? The guy who's the angel.
Yeah, Misha. Oh, Castillo.
Misha Collins. Yeah, he's playing Two-Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think this is gonna premiere, dude. With heavy hitters like this, dude, I think it's gonna.
What's the character Stephanie Brown? I don't know.
Stephanie Brown's spoiler and became Batgirl too. Like she was spoiler, Robin, Batgirl, like all around.
Okay.
And her father is Clue Master. That might play a role in this series.
What do you think, Isaac, of this? I'd be happy if they do a Gotham Knights series or movie on HBO Max. I'm looking forward to the game. Do you think they are working on it? Do you think this scoop might be accurate that they're casting?
Honestly, I don't care much about the show, but hey, if she's talented, great. That's it.
Maybe you're not interested yet. Maybe you have to wait and see.
I think they're making this. I think they're making this show because they're going to cancel Batwoman.
Yeah, that hasn't been renewed.
I think that the reason why they're doing this because they're going to do like heavy hitters now is because they're going to cancel Batwoman.
Yeah.
So Isaac, you don't have any interest in Gotham Knights yet, like this comic game or just the concept yet, or?
Well, to be fair, I've never been like the biggest like fan of like the other the Bat family. Although I do like Nightwing and Red Hood, but that's about it. But hey, it might be great. I just have to wait for like a trailer.
You need something more to grab you.
That's what she said, but yeah.
Kryptons, what do you think of this? Are you excited about the possibility? I would love.
Yeah, because I need something. I need some. Even though I watch Batwoman because I watch everything Batman, and sometimes I cringe, but I need like a show like this, like a Batman show where we have characters. That's why I love Titans. I really love Titans a lot. But like in Titans, we only have really,
I still have to finish Titans.
I want to see. I want to see the Bat family basically.
I want to see if it's the same universe as Superman and Lois. I wonder. If
I do not like Titans.
I mean, I can see it being the same universe because apparently Batman's like dead.
It's not a scoop. Okay, sorry, Degrassi.
Apparently Batman's dead in the Gotham Knights TV show, or he's been framed or murdered or something. I wonder if that's the same. So, and the Superman's like in the future, right? Like when he has kids and stuff. So, like, I wonder if it's the same universe.
It might be cool if it's in the if it's in the this universe, the one with the what's that called? The one with the girl with the stick.
Well, the reason I want to respond to Degrassi Knowles here, it's not a scoop. It was a
Stargirl.
I didn't know it was official that they were actually doing the series. I thought it was still rumor. So if it's officially green light as a series, Gotham Knights, that was a rumor a couple weeks ago. I didn't know it was official. Is it official?
Casting for a while. They have like a whole.
Yeah, they've been casting. Yeah.
I didn't know that was official. I thought it was a rumor that they were going to do this series. Okay, I'm happy for it then.
They better do it because they need to cancel that Batwoman.
Batman's the only character they'll never put in a CW show. Like the only character. I mean, maybe like he's the last character put in a CW show.
All right, we're coming up on the last topic, and then we're going to end. How Young Justice cracked the formula made the best superhero show out there. Do you guys agree with just the title of that? Is it one of the best superhero shows out there?
Well, I don't watch it. I heard it's really.
Have you seen Young Justice?
I think it's all right, but they did say the best. It is subjective, but my personal favorite comic series of all time is Peacemaker.
Right. Now, I loved Young Justice when it was canceled, like the first 2 seasons. Since it came back, I've lost interest. So I want to give it another shot and watch the newer stuff. I know they've still been working on it. It just wasn't as tight to me as in the past. And honestly, I don't think you would have got Titans if this wasn't a success first. It's I
really don't watch that much. And I don't watch that much animation. I like live action. I've been watching animation all my damn life, so I want things to go into live action. Because it's been animation for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I love the original 2 seasons, Degrassi, and then it got canceled. I was upset, and I was rooting for it to come back. And then I watched like the first season when it came back, and then it wasn't as good. But I want to give it another shot, though. I want to give it another shot. Degrassi, do you like the new seasons? That's what I want to find out. Yes, I am, Hans. Definitely, it's about time. The superhero whammon get great games. I'm just kidding. I don't like.
I can't wait to see like gameplay of that, dude. I'm just so excited.
If it's based off like the Lord of the Rings games, Mordor games, Shadow of Mordor's games, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Wouldn't that be awesome if it's in like ancient Greece and stuff? If she starts off there. Dude, that'd be so sick.
You get everybody under your lasso and make them do what you want.
Well, I think that's where we're going to end. We've been going for a while. I do apologize that I was late.
How about Sharon Stone news?
Wait, what?
You didn't know about that?
Wait, what is it?
Sharon Stone is going to be in Blue Beetle.
Okay.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Wow.
She's going to play a character named Victoria Cord.
All right, that's
Whammy.
fantastic. I'm pretty much happy with any project going forward. I get annoyed when projects get announced or there's no follow through. So I'm pretty. Yeah.
I actually found a clip today. I found a clip today of John Campion talking to the actor of Green Arrow back in 2014. And
Stephen Amell?
Yeah, and him saying that it was disrespectful. They announced a Flash movie right after season 1 of Flash ended.
Oh,
I remember that.
Now he got his wish.
Stephen Amell wants to be in the DCU because remember when the Peacemaker mentioned Green Arrow, and Stephen Amell had to say something on Twitter about that. Like he wants to be in it.
Green Arrow's a brony.
Like,
dude, I wish he's the Green Arrow from dude. He did a great job.
Yeah, I agree. He did. Just watch the show on Heels, guys. If you like his wrestling show, it's actually very good. It's not just about like in the ring, but it's a lot of out of the ring stuff.
Oh wow! Look at this. Hold on a second. I got a show. Hold on a second. You may be interested in this.
That's what she said.
Stop it, Isaac.
He gave me the tools.
Look at this. Our girl Rhea and Belle are going to be on Sill's show tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. What do the Furies think? I almost said furries. I don't know. Furies think about the slapping in the fall concerning it. Plus Ezra Miller again. Wow, they're gonna have a show.
Slapping.
They're gonna have a show. Funny. They're gonna have a show. What is this? What is this? I got to reach out to Belle and Rhea. They have a new show.
Oh yeah, they have a show. They have a monthly show with Sill.
I didn't know it was monthly.
Yeah, it's monthly. It's once a month.
I didn't know they did it.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I'm gonna retweet that. Awesome. How did I miss that, Kryptons? I didn't know they had a show.
Yeah.
Because you're too old to be on social media, Grandpa. What? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you could. You're right. You're right. I am too old. I'm getting too old for this shit. But I'm still hanging around. You're gonna replace me?
Yes. The future's now, old man.
Oh wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
The future is. Isaac is gonna replace it. Yeah.
Oh, Enosh is starting up.
Yeah.
All right.
In the future, we're gonna invade Canada and we're gonna take it for us.
Most likely the opposite.
Sorry, Aaron. I'm sorry. We're taking your Tim Hortons.
We already have Tim Hortons anyway. What's that, Krypton?
Canada is not even a real country anyway.
I didn't say it this time. But hey, Aaron, congratulations. Canada made it to the World Cup.
Yeah, man.
First time in 36 years. I didn't even know y'all played soccer.
But we're getting much better. We're getting much better.
Wait, what?
We are getting better at soccer.
Oh yeah, y'all got Alfonso Davies. He's talented, man.
He didn't even play. He didn't play in the tournament to get it to qualify for the World Cup, though.
I know, but still, like things he's doing in Bayern Munich.
Well, if you play Bayern Munich, you have to be damn good, right?
Party over, Grandpa.
Isn't it always frozen in Canada? Isn't it always frozen there? Do you guys have summer?
Why do you think they drink so much coffee?
It gets humid in the summer here where I am.
Like what? 50 degrees?
No, we get like we get like
What's the hottest it's been in Canada?
Probably
I'm literally at.
It's probably 30 degrees.
Toronto gets very hot in the summer when it's humid. We could get into the 40 Celsius. That's about, I don't know how much that is Fahrenheit. Like we can.
I think it's 70.
Is Max sleeping?
I know it's not 70. It's like 0 is 32, right? I don't know how much.
Yeah, 0 is 32.
Yeah, we get like we could get into the 35s to 40s when it's really hot, but like it's humid. It's humid. because we don't have dry air like you guys like you guys have in some of your states. I think he's dead.
Yeah, 'cause I lived in Arizona for like 2
You
years.
good,
And
Max?
that place, I remember walking in the street and my shoes melting into the asphalt.
Yeah.
Where you know how like you get like when you're walking in sticky when somebody spills like soda and it sticks, your shoes stick and they'll
yeah.
You know that feeling. It was like that, just walking down the street and in the asphalt, and my shoes melting into the asphalt.
Yeah,
when it
so
was
yeah,
like 120 degrees in Phoenix, dude. It was freaking nuts, man.
Hans. See,
It's
the thing
kinda scary to
is,
see
it would feel like 35, 36 Fahrenheit, right? Degrees, but with the humidity that we get in Toronto, it's like it adds like 5 to 6 more degrees like that. Like
Yeah, because you guys have a lot of lakes and rivers and stuff. So
exactly, yeah.
Hey, yo, Max, you good?
Okay, end the stream, Max, if you want.
All right.
I just fell
Sleepy
asleep there
again,
for a
sorry.
What were you doing before the stream then?
Sleeping.
I mean,
sorry.
you ever been in New
I'm getting a little
York?
sleepy.
New York is humid a lot, man. Like
I listen, just so you guys know, I've been tested for sleeping disorder before, so I have issues, so I can sleep.
Oh, you have narcolepsy? Or you just fall asleep?
I've got tested for it. I have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea.
You mean Chris
So
Rock?
sometimes I don't get really rested, and I will have insomnia sometimes, and then I fall asleep other times. That's why. I apologize.
That's
okay. Well, all right. Well, I thank everyone. Since Isaac's taking over, end the show, Isaac, for us.
Let's go. I have no outro, so goodbye.
See you guys. Bye.
See you. Bye. Bye.